What's going on, everyone? It's Wednesday night, Wu-Tang Wednesday. I got myself a Dogs and Boats brewski here, and we are live. And I say we, but it is me. As you can see, your boy Mikey Hunold is not feeling well today, so he is taking the evening off. Everybody say a prayer for Mikey. I'm pretty sure it's not the vid, so fucking he'll be all right. We got a show for you tonight. Hopefully, what's going on, DJ Tony? He says hello, bros. But like I said, Mikey's taking the evening off. We got 3 guests lined up for you, but 2 of them I'm worried are en route to Omaha, Nebraska for BKFC this weekend. DJ Tony says I could have had him co-host. I mean, fucking dude, get yourself to a computer or get yourself somewhere close and good sound and good light, and maybe I'll fucking do that. All right, bro. But I talked to Kevin, our first 2 guest manager, and he was traveling to Omaha, so I'm hoping that I can get in touch with one of those 2. They're both scheduled to come on. Jay Fish, who will be fighting Houston Alexander this weekend. The hip-hop aficionado himself. He knows what's up with the Wu-Tang Clan, Wu-Tang Wednesday. I'll shout out to that. How's everybody doing? This past weekend was fucking awesome. Mike and I were down in Orlando for BKFC 25. Once again, great night of fights. Some real big surprises. I mean, first and foremost, Arnold Adams getting dropped in the first round by DC Dylan Kleckler, and then showing, champion heart, champion professionalism, fucking getting up, 8 count, looking great, kicking it into high gear and pouring it on DC. Hi, Susan. Hi, Joe. Yeah, that was awesome. Of course, Julian Lane and Dave Mundell put on a nice 5-round show, just like Julian Lane always does. He's always in there to the final bell. It seems like nobody ever finishes that guy, whether he wins or loses. It's always a great fight. Captain Jack Claffey, the WWE superstar turned bare knuckle fighter, showed everybody a lot, and he proved himself in bare knuckle. Of course, he took some damage. He moved well. His footwork in the ring, I was very, very impressed with the way he moved around the ring, the angles that he threw his punches at. I mean, his striking was nice. Battled back and forth, got himself a fucking TKO victory. So, shout out to him. We had local guy, Ryan Reber, who's going to be coming on the show in a little bit. We might have to bring him on early, if possible. I'm going to shoot him a message in a minute. If Jay and Josh don't get back to me, maybe we'll just get Royal William Reber on. I don't know what his full name is. His name is Ryan Reber. They announced him as Ryan Royal Reber. You go to his Instagram and it's Royal Reber. You go to his Facebook, it's Royal William Reber. So who knows? Susan says he really surprised me. I'm assuming you're talking about Jack Claffey, correct? Yes, he did. He did. He took a new opponent on 3 or 4 days notice. What's up, Howie? He didn't have any time to prepare, but you know what? Like, he was preparing for Brandon Lambert, and there was like 1 video in existence for Brandon Lambert. So, I think he had just as much footage on Slick Rick Caruso as he did for Brandon Lambert to begin with. He was training for a tall, lanky, rangy fighter in Brandon Lambert anyway. Caruso was basically the same size and build. Yeah, he did his thing, dude. He fucking did his thing. What other fights were dude? Julian Lane had 2 fighters that he was managing on the card, Henry Williams and Ryan Reber, and both of those kids really impressed. Both came out with victories. Idris Wasi, that dude, he fucking knocked out John McAllister in 37 seconds of the first round. That was fucking nice too. A lot of people were busting our boy Brad Williams' balls about stopping the fight in the Micah Mitchell Ryan Reber fight. But, you know, those guys, those people on the internet that want to fucking talk this shit and like, trash people, they got to know the truth before they talk this shit, man. Because if you watched and paid attention, you could even see it on the broadcast, man. Micah Mitchell told his corner to stop the fight, which they immediately did. Their fighter said, "Stop the fight. I'm done." He turned to Bill Clancy and said, "It's over," and he waved it off. Nothing. He didn't do anything. The corner didn't do anything wrong. He lost his mouthpiece. He got popped in the mouth, and he busted the inside of his lip, all like right through here on the inside was busted wide the fuck open. He actually showed me and Mike backstage. He said, "I want to make it very clear that my corner did not stop this. I had them stop it because I wanted to save my lip." That's exact words out of his mouth. And then he pulled his lip down and he showed us, and the fucking thing was, gashed wide open, and he ended up getting stitches in his mouth. So, before everybody's on the internet being fucking keyboard fucking critics, man, you got to actually know the facts before insulting people and fucking trying to shit on them. So, that's my PSA for tonight. But you guys, I'm going to tell you right now, here's what we need to do. Why is Brad being blamed? I don't know. Somebody went on. I mean, there was some people online fucking taking shots at him. I'm not going to say who it was, but everyone's got their right to their, to voice their opinion on the interwebs. But like I said, man, it was clear on the broadcast. If you were watching the fights and you saw the camera was right on Micah Mitchell when he turned to his corner and was like, "I'm done." I'm done. And Brad turned around to the ref and he was like, "Nah, it's done. He's done." And then immediately they waved it off. You asked me, he did his fucking job, bro. Yeah, there was a lot of fights. There was a lot of weirdness going on there. There was some media down there that were upset, and they had every right to be about getting kicked out of the back area. The way it was set up inside this place, it was a huge ballroom, fucking huge. And like, if you guys would have seen the size of this ballroom, like this convention center, and the amount of open space in this friggin' place with no like support beams, I have no idea what the architecture is that goes into a building like this, because the place was fucking humongous. It's like the room is like 3 football fields long, you know what I mean, by a football field wide, and there's no support beams. I don't get that. That fucking scares the shit out of me. But so the fights were put on in there, and they kind of cut it off halfway, and they set up all the seating in one half of the ballroom, and then they put up, the curtain things pull out, and it cuts the room in half basically, and then they had the walkway. So we, as media, we were behind that like partition, where they had the fighters' tents back there. They were all warming up with their teams, red team, red corner, blue corner. They got their own areas where they warm up, and so we're back there, and they got like the back room, the backstage, like backdrop to do interviews, and there's a spot to do interviews and whatnot. And then all of a sudden, like half the media got asked to move out of there, and the reason they were told was that the fire marshal came and said that we had too many people back there, and they moved out. And you know what? They ended up doing they ended up doing their interviews, and it was fine. Everyone, it was just like weird. Yeah. So I don't know. Fire Marshal Bill showed up, I guess. But that was cool. Everyone got to do the. We met up with Joe Miggs. He had Art Parker says, "I'm too drunk to taste this chicken." Is that a quote from that evening? The after party that night was really fun. We went up to the bar, and we ran into Art Parker and Mundell and his team, and Delaney Bailey and Jeff Bailey and Joe Miggs and Kevin. Everyone was having a good time. It was fun. Everyone was cordial. It was so fun. Then we called it a night kind of early. And when I say early, like 3:30 maybe, because Mike and I had to get up at 7 o'clock in the morning, head to the airport, early travels. So, Yeah, but it was cool, man. Miggs was down there. He had that pro wrestler Jake Hager with him. That was cool. Big giant dude. You guys got to check out the picture of me and Mike with him on Instagram. The fucking dude is like, he looks big on TV. I've seen him on TV a few times, and he looks huge on TV. But if you look at the picture of me and Mike next to him, we look like little babies. He's freaking enormous. I have no idea how big he actually is. He's got to be 6'6", 6'7", and like all of 270 pounds, 265 pounds. Fucking huge. Art Parker says he fell asleep in the shower. He was having a good time. For Cinco de Mayo, I went and Mike and I bought like 25 tequila shots, and I loaded them up in my fanny pack, and I had a fanny pack full of tequila shots. And as we were walking around and like shooting the shit with people, I would unzip my fanny pack and like open it up, and it'd be like, yeah, you want to bust my balls about wearing a fucking fanny pack now, huh? Reach your hand in there and grab something. Yeah, everyone's having a good time, man. It was fucking awesome. Um, Overall, I thought the event was great. I thought the main event was worth the price of admission. I swear to God, I know that the main event was only 2 rounds, but Arnold Adams, you were Booze Santa, and it was amazing. Thank you, Art. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm gonna bring that combat fanny pack everywhere I go now because I like fucking being Booze Santa. It was a good time. Yeah, that main event, dude. What was cool is like Mike and I went around Orlando, and we were speaking the gospel about bare knuckle, and which I want to say that not a lot of people know about bare knuckle, which is a sad state of affairs because it's been around for 5 years legal now. There's multiple organizations. There's BKFC, there's BYB, there's BKB overseas. There's Valor was around. I think they're back now. Valor. There's all these bare knuckle is game bred MMA and all this stuff. But like when Mike and I go into these bars and we're like, hey, you guys know what BKFC is? You know what bare knuckle fighting is? Nobody knows. Nobody fucking knows. It's like, and then we do our thing. We throw them a sales pitch because this is our sport. We love this sport, and and it's such a fucking exciting sport. Everybody in the world should be watching it, but apparently they got fucking blinders on. I don't know. They're like, oh, you mean like UFC? I mean, like, no, not like UFC. UFC's MMA. I'm talking bare knuckle fighting. You mean like with like no gloves on? Yeah, that's what bare knuckles would be. Look up fucking definition of bare. There's nothing covering the fucking surface, motherfucker. Stu nod. But we went around and BKFC gave us some vouchers to like, try to spread the word on the sport and get some people to get some new fans to come check it out. And like we did that, and we had vouchers for free tickets, and we'd be like, would you like to go try checking it out? And you'd be amazed how many people don't want free shit. That fucking blew my mind. I'm like, dude, it's free tickets. Like, fucking take them. Go check it out. You like violence, right? Everyone likes violence. Hi, kids. You like violence? Everybody likes fucking violence. So why not take these free tickets on a Friday night in Orlando and go fucking see some people punch each other in the face with bare knuckles? I mean, I don't get it. But we did. We ended up passing out all the vouchers. It took fucking all damn day and a lot of talking and a lot of driving around to meet enough people that were interested in going. But I am sure everybody had a great time. I'm sure of it. I mean, the main event alone, Reber's fight. We're going to talk to him in a minute. That was a great fight. Jay Jackson, that one. Jay Jackson versus Terry Janoski. Dude, what a fight between those two. And Jay Jackson was on another level, especially with that right hand, dynamite in his right hand. Like that fight and the main event alone were worth the price of admission. The place was electric, and Dylan Kleckler, yeah, Stu nods. That's what I'm talking about, Joe Ivy. Stu nods, everybody. If you don't know who a bare knuckle is and you don't want some free tickets to go see that shit, you're a fucking Stu nod. Anyways, hey, I called Unlocking the Cage with Jimmy Smith this afternoon. They were talking about Chandler's next fight, and then some guy called in and he was like, yeah, I don't know what it is, but I don't know why people are dogging Canelo. Canelo went up and he fought a bigger dude and he lost, blah, blah, blah. And Jimmy Smith's like, listen, you can't be the baddest motherfucker on the planet. You can't praise the guy for going up a weight class and fighting a bigger dude, and when he lose, call him a bum, right? He makes great sense. And so I called and I was talking about Chandler's next fight, next opponent, and I was like, yeah, just to talk about that last dude. Anybody who thinks that Canelo Alvarez is a bum after watching him lose on Saturday is a fucking stunad. And if you guys don't know what a stunad is, you should look that definition up because that's what those people are. And Jimmy Smith was like, thank you. It was fucking great. But anyways, back to that. Dylan Kleckler, main event. Dude, half the fucking building was for him. Everywhere AJ Adams goes, he's the underdog. He's the one catching the boo birds. The place was going crazy. Everybody was there for fucking Dylan. He comes out, he hits fucking Dylan, AJ with a massive right hand, drops him on his ass or drops him down. He's on his knees and he's on the ground. And does Arnold jump right up? No, he shows true profession. Like Joe Ivy just says, the fight IQ is on another level. He really is. He's a smart ass fighter in there. Everything he does in there is calculated. And he took the full 8. He got up and he cranked it to 11, dude. And he fucking went right back at him. And he got a knockdown himself, even out that fucking round. Came out in the second and you know, kept his foot on the pedal and finished Dylan Kleckler. Nobody's ever finished Dylan Kleckler. I mean, Kleckler has one loss in his career against Alex Nicholson earlier in his MMA career. That was a finish. But if you go to Kleckler's career, he had 13 pro MMA fights. He fought like 12 and a half rounds total in 13 MMA fights. Then he was 3-0 in BKFC in bare knuckle, 1 round each. You know what I mean? Like the guy has basically been in 16 fights his entire combat sport career and fought 17 rounds, which is bananas, dude. It's fucking bananas. And you see what happens when he puts his hands on people. He knocks people silly. He knocks them into the fucking stratosphere. And he didn't to Arnold. Arnold is just he's the heavyweight GOAT for sure as far as bare knuckle goes. And until somebody proves me wrong there, I'm going to stand by that because he's fought the best of the best and he's beat them all. He's the top of the heap right now. And, you know, shout out to Dylan Kleckler for putting on a great fight with him. Even though it was 2 rounds, that was fucking it was an electric 2 rounds of fighting in a building that was fucking blowing the roof off that place. Yeah, nothing but respect to both of those guys for real. It was fucking awesome. I'm going to go ahead and shoot a message to Reber and see if he can come on because I still haven't heard from Jay Fish or Josh Dyer. And the only thing I can think of is that those 2 guys fight on Saturday. Today's Wednesday, so they got today and tomorrow to finish cutting the weight. They got a weigh in Friday. Those are some big boys, man. You never know. They can need all the time they got to get that weight off. Especially Jay. Jay's a massive guy. If anybody's ever met Jay Fish in person, like I'm a thick dude. He is fucking massive. He's a massive guy, and the fact that he cuts to 205 is crazy. Yeah, call Quentin Henry. He's always good to talk to. Arnold was never hurt. Howie, I agree with you. He was never hurt. He was actually, I think he was more like surprised. Like he took the shot, he fell, and he was like, God damn, that hurt a little bit. But I'm just gonna fucking get my composure here. I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna do my thing. And that's what he did. The fights are Saturday, right? The fights are the 13th, which is Friday. Never mind. They're weighing in tomorrow. I'm gonna guess that's why neither one of those guys are coming on. I'm not sure why they even booked to interview with us tonight. If that was the case, that could have been a miscommunication between me and Kevin. The fights are Friday, guys. So Jay and Josh are are both probably not going to make it tonight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to text Ryan real quick. And we're going to do this interview with a local guy. I can't wait to talk to him, man. I know he's got a lot of local people that would like to hear from him. He's a real character, man. We fucking talked to him a couple times, and really excited for him, man. Good fighter. He showed some talent in there. I think he might have been a little surprised by a few things within the sport, which is natural. The pace, the pressure of bare knuckle boxing, bare knuckle fighting versus boxing is like two different worlds, man. Micah Mitchell came off the line like he was shot out of a cannon. I think Ryan was thinking he can go in there. What's up, Haven? My nephew's in the house. What's going on, dude? Yeah, I think like going in like Chris Lytle and Sean Wheelock were talking about it. Wheelock was saying that his plan was to go in there, avoid, play some defense, avoid strikes, pick my shots, and use my boxing. But that, like, I think that's the mentality of every boxer that goes into to bare knuckle. They think they have the greater skill set as far as traditional boxing goes. So they can go in there, they could use their defensive, use their footwork and their shoulder rolls and their whatnots. But that shit doesn't translate over to bare knuckle like they think it would. Ask Derek Finley. Ask fucking most. The ones that have succeeded are fucking Dat, Win, and Jared Grant was a boxer, but Jared Grant's been training bare knuckle with the fucking slaughterhouse guys. Like Ryan Perez has figured that shit out. Ryan Perez is gonna have like 4 champions in his camp by the time it's over. They got Vinny Torriello at 125. They got Jared Grant 135. They got fucking HD 145. They got fucking Brian Duran at 155. They got Gogo at 165. Man, they got a squad. But guys, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna bring our first guest of the evening on, doing us a favor because our first 2 are occupied. I'm gonna welcome in a guy like when me and Mike were at the weigh-ins, right? I'm from Southeast Connecticut. Mike's from Rhode Island, basically right up the street. They go fighting out of Clearwater, Florida by way of New London, Connecticut. And Mike and I like both looked at each other like, what the fuck? And they introduced this kid. And like we talked to him afterwards. It turns out like, he's from right up the street. He knows some people that I know. I'm going to tell him that in a second. Like all right, let's bring him on. Let's fucking bring him on. Ladies and gentlemen, the 1-0 BKFC fighter, Ryan Reber.
What's up, guys? What's up?
What's going on, dude? So, as you can see, it's just me and you.
Yep.
Yeah, Mike got the bug or whatever the hell's going around. Hopefully it's not the vid, but he's fucking out for tonight. So
fuck, man, that sucks.
Yeah, it is. It's shitty. And you know what? I told him, fucking dude, take it easy and rest. I'll handle tonight. He's got 2 young daughters and a wife in the house. You don't need them getting sick either. So just fucking
No, man, I hear it.
Just sleep it off. So Ryan, okay, here's the thing. Your Instagram is Royal Reber.
Yeah.
Your Facebook is Royal William Reber.
Yeah.
They introduce you as Ryan Reber. What's the real name? What are we doing here?
It's Ryan. You got it right. It's Ryan Reber.
Royal's just the fight the nickname.
Yeah. It's just because we the real Royals, man, not those fucking lizards that hide in the castle.
Yeah, man. So, dude, you before we talk about your fight in BKFC and stuff, dude. So you're originally from New London, Connecticut.
Yep.
New London. And when did you leave Connecticut?
I was probably 18, left, came down here, trained for a year, and then came back just to come right back here again.
Okay, all right.
So it was weird. So I've been gone really since I was 18, man, and I'm 34.
34. And did you leave Connecticut to go south to pursue a fight career, or were you just sick of the Northeast?
That definitely was what I wanted to do, but obviously it's not paying. It wasn't paying, so I had to do something else in the meantime. So my dad was like, "Hey man, you should check out the barber school down the street." And I'm like, "Oh, I mean, I don't know how to cut fucking hair." But I the universe, man, it leads you. If you have great integrity and great gratitude, man, the universe just leads you where you need to be. And it worked out good for me, man, because now I own my own shop and I got 5 guys working underneath me, and
No shit.
it's able to give me time to train 3 times a day if I need to. You know what I mean? And that's the advantage that I have, is being able to not be totally stressed the fuck out training. You know what I mean? Like, oh, okay, I gotta, because I got a boatload of kids too, man. So it's like, between taking care of my family, taking care of myself, and then, being able to train.
You got a boatload of kids. How many kids do you have?
Shit, I got 4, man.
You have 4. Wow.
Yeah. Plus some dogs.
Boys and girls, or you got?
I got 1 boy out of the 4. Out of the 4, man. So
was it the last try? Did you get 3 girls?
No, he was actually one of the first. Thank God, man. Fuck.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I grew up with a couple like one of my dad's best friends growing up. I have a brother and a sister, but my dad's best friend Tommy ended up with 3 girls, and they are girls. They are makeup, dancers, cheerleaders, like the girls, man.
Yeah.
I don't know how he survived that fucking house. I gotta be honest with you, man.
It's fucking hard, man.
So how long you been cutting hair?
For about 12, 13 years now.
Wow. Nice. I cut my kids' hair during COVID and I did a pretty good job. You'd be impressed.
I mean, shit, we were the barbers, the teachers, the fucking, we were everybody.
No shit.
During COVID. I didn't let it scare me though, man. I was like, if it's gonna get me, it's gonna get me, man. I gotta live my life, man. I don't live in fear, man. You just can't, man.
Yeah. What's the name of your barbershop?
Royal Barber's Edge.
Royal Barber's Edge. Yeah. See, hey, Haven knew. Hey, he says Tommy Gray. Yeah, Tommy Gray's the one with all the daughters. Yep. God bless that man. He's a fucking G. Where'd you go to high school, Fitch?
Yep.
Yeah. So I found out that I go to work every single day with a good friend of yours, his older brother. Do you know Brian McGugan?
Oh my God, I'm going to Sean's wedding, man. I'll be up in Connecticut, man. August.
No shit. Yeah.
Dude, that was my fucking, me and that kid are like this, man. All of them. I was at his house every fucking weekend.
That's awesome. Yeah. Brian was like, yo, you saw Reber down in Florida. I was like, yeah. He goes, that's my little brother's like best friend. I was like,
yeah, man. That's so, bro. It's such a small world, man.
Yeah. It's awesome. Yeah, me and him been in me and fucking McGugan got some fun stories, man. We used to go on they called us the A team because like we would go on these repo missions and we'd go down and like take back Lakota helicopters from units that are fucking neglecting them. So we'd go down there with the Air Force C-17 and basically tell them that you no longer have these helicopters.
Damn, that's savage, bro.
Yeah, so it was a fun time. And like, if you know Brian, like we would have a good time when we were
work. Yeah. No, like I said, man, I grew up with those boys, so
bunch of animals, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, so let's talk about this. So you started up in Connecticut boxing, right? So you were at Strike Zone to start?
Well, I started originally doing karate.
Okay.
And about 3 months into doing karate, I was beating the black belts in Poit sparring, so I was like, I don't know if this is for me. And then a guy brought a book into me it was called The Tao of Jeet Kune Do by Bruce Lee. And really, that changed my life because the things that I was thinking about the fight game, he solidified it for me. And one of the number one things was you should use no way as a way and have no limitations as your limitations. So using a fight sort of way was just not the way. And I mean, now when you say, okay, how could you utilize that for only boxing? Well, because there's many different punches, there's many different stances, there's many different styles that you can use. And instead of using one style, like, oh, well, I'm a sharpshooter, or I'm just a regular boxer, or like, no, we got to adapt them all, and that's kind of like what I was telling you guys before the show. or before the fight, I should say.
No.
And, you know, I utilized that. So anything that I did, I mean, honestly, it was mixed martial arts in the beginning, but I kind of stayed around and was drawn more towards boxing. So,
You know that, and then you ended up at Strike Zone with
because Strike Zone, I heard through the grapevine, like, oh, if you want to get good, you got to go to this place in New London called Strike Zone. And I was in Groton at the time. I was like, really? So I got there, and I was, you know, totally lucky to be around guys like Rolly Pierre. Like that old man loved me. I'm like, oh, you're a prospect, you know. And fucking, you know, Ken was the main coach there, and I got to hold mitts with him. But I don't know if you're familiar with like Bobby Valentine. He was a professional boxer. He went to school with my dad, who went to school with Onassis. So that's kind of how I got introduced to those guys. And I mean, those guys were real deal.
Was Brian Macy there when you were there?
Brian was there. Him and his brother Tim were there. But Brian was he was kind of in and out, you know what I mean? Like I may have sparred. Obviously he was bigger than me. So like if I worked more with Tim, his brother, but yeah, Brian was there too, man. And Brian was always a fucking stud.
Yeah, I think he's living over in like
Thailand, right?
Yeah. I think he's in Thailand. He was in the military with me, and I had him under me a couple times doing some transportation stuff, and he's a good dude, definitely a good dude.
Yeah, Brian's great, man. Brian's great. We still chop it up to this day via Messenger.
Now, did you know that Strike Zone didn't make it through the pandemic?
I did not. Well, are they? Is it Strike Zone still? Or is it Whaling City now? Did they just switch?
No. So Strike Zone like kind of disbanded, and a lot of the Strike Zone fighters went over to Rough House with Mike Dexter.
Okay. I remember Mike Dexter, big dude, bald head. Yep. I remember him. And Diekman too, Josh.
Yep, Josh Diekman. So those guys like Billy Goff's out of Rough House now. He's fighting. I think he's a 2-division champion for CES. He fought for Bellator. They got some killers over there. Like a lot of the Randy Francis and those guys, they went over to Rough House for a little while. But let's talk about you, man. You went down to Florida. Were you actively training when you heard about the BKFC tryout that you went to?
I was, and like I said, that's kind of how I got introduced to it. I was just training at a gym called Calta in Tampa. At that time, I was with Antonio Tarver and a guy by the name of Sherman Henson, another well-known boxing coach down here. And Kevin Smith walked through the door, and he was bringing fighters in and out of the gym for sparring or whatever. And one of the days he came in there, like I said, he just kind of brought it to my attention, like, hey man, you should try out. I'm like, for what? He's like, bare knuckle. I said, nah, I don't know, bro. I mean, he's like, no, bro, you should do it. It's gonna be good publicity. I mean, Kevin knew what it was gonna be before it was, you know what I mean? And I was like, okay. So I just started, you know, the tryouts consisted of like hitting mitts, hitting the bag, maybe shadow boxing or something. And, you know, right away, I just had this weird feeling like, man, what if I get picked? And sure as shit. And to top it off, what was another big shoes to fill is fucking Lorenzo tried out with me. Lorenzo and Gene Herrera, which are also studs.
No shit.
Yeah, man. So like, and I'm not
that was a while ago then.
Yeah. So this was like 2.5 years ago.
So what took so long for you to get your first fight?
Honestly, man, it's, you know, I said this to Dave. I said, look, man, I'm not in this fight game. You can't lie to yourself. I mean, you can, but you can't lie to the universe, really. You know what I'm saying? I can lie to whoever the fuck I want to lie to, but you will get exposed out there. And it wasn't like you got to make your mind up to do some crazy shit like this, man, because I mean, we all you got to be kind of crazy, man. But me, I'm a controlled crazy, man. I learned how to bring that shit into being controlled. You know what I mean? To where, you know, obviously you don't want to go out there and lose your mind and get knocked out in the first 30 seconds. You gotta be somewhat composed I just watched him grow, man. So I watched David grow, and then I heard his story, and I'm like, man, he sounds a lot like me, man. And a lot of people shot him down. A lot of people said he could never make it, and it's the same story with me, man. And I'll let you guys in on a little secret, man. This is the fucking craziest part. I started my career off 6-1 with one state champion belt in the 132-pound class. I took a break from like 23 to like 27. I took a little break, and fighting is the only thing that can get me right in all aspects, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, because it takes so much to do, you know what I mean? And I always knew I had it in me. So when I jumped back in, I kind of thought it was going to be a cakewalk, especially, with my new mindset that I had. And boy, it was fucking loss after loss. And now, granted, I fought all the best in the state of Florida at 132 pounds. But I mean, it was loss after loss after loss after loss. I mean, it got to the point where I had like 5 losses. And then my recent loss was to a kid that just came off the nationals. And I gave them 2 fucking standing 8 counts. And they were like, oh, well, we changed the rules. I'm like, what, last minute? I'm like, you guys are fucked, man. So, I mean, they all knew I won the fight, but my hand still wasn't being raised in my backyard for all my people to see. So everybody kind of had this outlook on me like, does he got it? Is he aggressive? Is he this? And one thing I can't stand, man, is you're not gonna fucking tell me who I am, who I know I am. And I didn't let any pressure get on me, man. I mean, was there pressure? Yeah, but from meditating, learning how to meditate, all this mind work that I was doing, I was like, I can control this. Every time I thought of a negative thought, or anytime somebody was like, oh, you better win, or I was like, I was like, bro, first off, we don't fucking talk like that. And I don't let none of any of the fighters around me talk like that. We say, we're going to do it. We're going to win. I'm going to win. And that's why, like, if people notice when I walk out, I kind of got this, how do you call it? Affirmations, you know what I mean? I'm out there, I'm the fucking man. I'm the fucking best. And really, truly believe it. But you got to put in the fucking work to show those things. You know what I mean? It's got to be a perfect combination of mind, body, spirit, everything. And, when I stepped back and I did all this mental work and I did the meditation and I did, whatever it was to give me the upper edge, and I took a lot of good supplements, whether it was the On It products, the Alpha Brain. I ran into some shit called Shilajit that is decomposed plant matter from high elevation mountains. I was kind of put onto that through a post that was on Instagram. So those were things that I was trying. I was trying to like Evo 60 oil. And I could tell you, man, those things definitely put me in my flow state, especially in this fight, because like I was saying in the beginning, man, the only person that can stop me is myself. And it's still to this day, the only person that's going to fucking stop me is me. So if I go out there and I look like shit, that's solely on me, but I have it all in here. So it's going to be interesting, and this fight proved to me that what I'm doing, the path that I'm on, the things that I stand for, the things that everybody who follows me sees that I stand for is for real. So
dude, I could tell why everybody I've talked to that knows you, like, they have nothing but good things to say about you. You got some sort of energy about you, dude, for real. And yeah, so you're impressing me with your positivity and your attitude and your drive. Obviously, you got a fucking locked in mind state. Let's talk about this fight. Yeah, like you said leaning into this fight, you were in your best state of mind. You fought Micah Mitchell.
Yeah.
Micah Mitchell, I didn't know much about him, to be honest with you, but you guys both get in there, right? You had said prior to the fight that you were going to, use your boxing, try to avoid strikes, pick your shots and whatnot, right? That was the game plan.
Yep.
But as soon as the knuckle up was said, that fucking kid came across the line.
I knew he was gonna.
Like he was shot off a rubber band.
Well, because to me, a nervous guy is going to do that. And I said, if he fucking does that, I'm going to knock him out quick. But my fucking issue, obviously was a little bit of nerves too. And where I feel those nerves, unfortunately, is in my fucking legs. And because I wasn't always instructed by the best or people that genuinely didn't give a fuck about me, my first thing was to always back up. So I really learned how to fight backing up. So that's what you guys seen me back up. But where I fucked up is I got square. But I knew and I felt he had no power. And I felt it the next day, don't get me wrong, in the ribs and stuff.
I wanted to ask you. Yeah, I wanted to ask you about your ribs. Like, he must have landed 40 shots on your fucking
maybe
ribs.
50. But it was like comical to almost like, bro, you can't, if you're gonna hurt me, you better fucking dig. You know what I mean? Like, it was funny because me and Julian, I shared a video with me and him training out on the beach on Street Matt's truck, and we were doing body work a year ago from the day of the fight. It was crazy, man. And I never really pumped the brakes. You know, when I met Julian, my damn dogs. Hey, sorry about that. When I met Julian, I never really pumped the brakes, you know, and because I took a year off for COVID because I didn't know what the hell was going to happen. So things got crazy. I took a year off. And then when I jumped back in, I met Julian. And like I said, man, everything that I sat in such a, you know, by myself and manifested, I mean, one by fucking one, it started to come true. I mean, me and Julian were running on the beach a year ago, and I'm like, I'm going to fight on your undercard. I said, I'm going to be on your undercard. And I also said some other crazy shit, and I meant it. And he kind of, you know, whatever, man. You know, he's kind of a gym gypsy. He's all over the fucking place, man. Yeah, so he met these guys, and, you know, he doesn't know who's real. And I always told him, I said, listen, man, you got the right one. Trust me, man. You got the right one. So,
hey, you mentioned Street Matt right over there.
Yep,
DJ Tony from BKFC's DJ the pizzeria. Yep. They're watching the show right now at the pizzeria. So
hey, what's up, guys? Guys are awesome.
Yeah, Kevin Smith.
That's the fucking man. And that pizza, that's the only thing that compares to up north. I'm telling you.
Dude. Yeah, I'm gonna ask you something about that later. Kevin Smith's also watching right now. He says, my boy Royal. What's up, man?
That's my dog, man. I give, you know, all credit.
Uh-oh. I lost you. Can't hear you. Back out. You're muted. Oh, there you are. Kevin Smith, dude. Shout out to Kevin. What's up, Kev?
Man. What's up, Kev? Like I said, man. I mean,
Kevin's
dude's on a plane.
Worker. Kevin's on a plane watching this shit right now. That's some dedication. What's up, Kevin? That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, no, Kevin's a hard worker, man. Kevin deserves a lot of good things coming his way, man, because, you know, he brings a lot of guys into this. I mean, he introduced me in there, and you know, I got to show respect where respect's due. You know, I didn't sign with Kevin only because when I did try to hit Kevin back, I didn't get a response. And I mean, I get it, man, because he probably thought I was, you know, bullshitting. A lot of people bullshit, man. I don't bullshit. That's one thing, man. I stay true to what the fuck I say I'm gonna do, and I do it, man. I execute it.
Yeah, well, you know what? Your fight was impressive as all hell. Like I said, you took a fucking boatload of body shots in the first round. You came back.
And that little bang, I mean, shit, he cracked me. He cracked me here, and he cracked me in my lip at the end of the first round, to where I thought my teeth went through my lip, and I'm asking my coach, I'm like, yo, did my teeth go through my lip? He's like, no, you're good. I'm like, all right, bet. And I, like, cause it lumped up quick, you know what I mean? And I was like, oh, cause I mean, listen, man, I was ready to fight with my face hanging off if needed to be, you know what I mean? And that's just what kind of fucking heart I was bringing. That kid, you know, all respect to him. He's a fighter, man. He stepped in there, man. Even when people were talking shit about him, man, I was like, bro, you ain't stepping that motherfucker with me. And I know what I'm capable of doing, man. I'm fast. I can hit you quick. And that's what I did. And he just couldn't get nothing going. He tried. Right. He definitely tried. I mean, I was watching when I was up against the ropes, and he was trying. And then I had my hands up, and I don't remember anything getting through except for maybe one or two punches. And those weren't even when he was up against the ropes. I just think his game plan, he's seen one of his former teammates, a dude that he fought, Anthony Prater, get dropped by a body shot, and thought, okay, bone against bone, if I get him to the body, he's gonna fold. Nah, bro, you're gonna need a lot more than that.
Didn't work out. You mentioned thinking that your tooth went through your lip, but that's actually the reason why the fight was stopped. I don't know if you saw this, but Micah's corner was catching a lot of heat online from some people about stopping the fight. Like, what are you doing stopping the fight? They don't know that Micah asked them to stop the fight. He asked his corner to stop the fight because you had knocked his mouth guard out, and then you popped him in his mouth, and you cut I don't know if you probably talked to him, right? You cut the inside of his lip, like his whole inside of his lip was like gouged. It was fucking
Oh, I know. I was aiming for that fucking mouth. Well, see, the thing was when I knocked his mouthpiece out, he had me looking like, and he points over and I'm like, what? And I fell for it. Like, what? And then I'm like, then I think, and I'm like, wait a second, they're not stopping this. I'm like, bro, my bad. And that's what I told them. And everybody was like, oh, why didn't you hit him one last? Because look, man, am I in here to fuck somebody up? Absolutely. But am I trying to hurt somebody? I mean, yes and no, but not on a defensive guy that wasn't going to come out anyway. I didn't need to put no more licking on him. He, you know what I'm saying? And you know, one thing me and Julian talk about too, man, this is a fucking respect game. If you're going to come out, like, you don't hear me out here calling out fucking Jared. I think Jared Grant's a phenomenal boxer, man. He reminds me of fucking me. I'm just longer. You know what I mean? And, you know, if he continues to hold that belt, I look forward to fucking scrapping with him here in the future. You know what I mean? He's a phenomenal fighter, man. And I'm not going to put any sort of bad fucking vibe, any bad energy out there into this universe that I don't want back. Now, you come out here and you start popping off, man, I'm going to fucking eat you alive. You know what I mean? I'm going to use anything and everything against you. You know, it's just, you know, and when you see me in the weigh-ins, I'm just serious, man. You know what I mean? I want to stare through your fucking soul. I want you to know that I'm coming. You know what I mean? I'm fucking ready. Yeah. And, you know, that's what I did. And they were like, well, why'd you look like that? I said, I felt so just massive. You know, you want to feel so, and I'm a little guy, you know what I mean? But I'm standing 7 feet tall. And
you got a fucking ton of charisma. You got a look to you. You got everything there is that's going to make you a star in this sport if you stick with it for sure. Plus you're talented in the ring. I mean, if you have talent in the ring plus charisma outside the ring, that's a perfect.
And nothing beats hard work, man. And you guys know that. So I put the talent with the hard work and everything else that goes with it, man. And I've been so ready to tell my story and just to tell people, don't give up. You know how many fucking people gave up on me? Bro. Everybody. But I didn't give up on, I mean, even when I told my dad I was doing this shit, I was like, I'm doing bare knuckle. And it sounds crazy. And I get it because they want to protect me. But he was like, why? I was like, listen, I got to do it. It's something I have to do. And this is why I had to do it, because it's not necessarily about proving a point to fucking anybody, because I don't give a shit. You believe in me. If you don't believe in me, I believe in myself. It was about proving a point to myself. And the universe gave me everything, bro. It gave me Dan Mergliotti as my fucking ref. I was like, me and him are in the back, and I'm like, bro, you're my ref? I'm like, get the fuck out of here, man. I'm like, he's like, I'm like, you're a fucking legend, man. Chris Lytle. I'm like, Chris. Yeah, I told him at the fucking fighter interview, I'm like, man, you're a fucking legend. I grew up watching you, man. He's like, really? Oh, yeah, you know, because the newer generation doesn't know who the fuck these guys are.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, and then I fought on Julian's undercard, you know? Fucking, I'm watching him rampage in the goddamn UFC house as a fucking, you know, coming at the beginning. You know what I mean? So it's like,
and the best thing, dude, the best thing about that, what you're saying right there, all them guys, you know, the, like, people say, man, you never want to meet like you never want to meet your idols because they're going to disappoint you. Yeah. Those fucking guys they don't disappoint. Dan Mergliotti is a fucking great person, and
because the fight game, they understand the fight game. Yeah. That's why.
Me and Mike ran into him at an MMA event back in, I think, January, right? So yeah, it was 5 months ago. He met us one time. We talked to him for 15, 20 minutes, just shot the shit with him, said thanks, thanks for, giving us some time and blah, blah, blah. when we ran into him this time in Orlando, we saw him that one time. We walked in the room. He was like, "Hey, fellas, what's going on? Good to see you again." I'm like, "Holy shit, this motherfucker remembered us." He does he does fucking events all the time, dude.
Although,
Like,
I mean, I
he
was
sees
pulling up
thousands and thousands of people.
Right. I was pulling up just the recent fights he did. I mean, one of them was fucking Nate Diaz and one of Nate Diaz's last fights, whoever the fuck it was. I can't even think right now. But
well, he fought Vicente Luque, right? Or didn't know he ended up not fighting. He fought Jorge Masvidal. Was that one?
I think that was the fight. Or did he fight Usman? I know Usman was one of them. Colby Covington and Usman was one of them. And that,
yeah.
I mean,
but
fuck,
like, dude,
we know, you know what I'm saying?
You mentioned Chris Lytle. Chris Lytle is like the most down to earth fucking person.
Oh yeah, he's fucking awesome, man.
Yeah, it's a great industry. And Julian Lane, let's talk about him for a second, and then I want to ask you what's next for you. Julian Lane, like, let me bang, bro. He is your manager. I don't know if everybody who's watching,
nobody expected that.
Right. So Julian is venturing into the management game. How did that happen? And what is the name of his management company? Does it have a name?
Yeah, it's Bang Gang Management.
Bang.
This fucking guy. I love him though, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people get him, bro. He's just, Julian's a trip, man, but he's real. He's genuine. He's a real fucking dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, because when you go in the clinches with somebody, man, and we're running for fucking 5 miles, and then we're fucking going to hit crunch in the morning, like, I always had to remind him. I said, bro, I'm not as strong and I'm not as big as you. Remember that, motherfucker, because he got me doing reps like he's doing. I'm like, dude, this dude is gonna fucking kill me. But I mean, it paid off. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything that we did. And we spoke about this, like I said, about a year ago. And it was just, he's very spiritual and all about the universe and giving and getting back, just like I am. I mean, we talk about, we mentioned like numerology one time, and then frequencies, and there I go having screenshots and shit on my phone, and I'm showing him just so like he knew that I wasn't pump faking about it. Like, bro, I'm on that shit, bro. And I feel like when you get connected with these certain people, it's for a reason, man. Everything happens for a reason. And I can't wait to see what's next. Can I tell you what's next? I know that was the next question.
Yeah.
I don't fucking know, bro. All I know is that, I want to keep grinding and succeeding and proving them wrong. Did
you, like most people, notice damage in their hands? Not that you break your hands, but just it takes.
I'm not gonna front. I thought for a second my hand was broke, and I was still like, "Fuck it, it's worth it." You know what I'm saying? Because I felt so good, but it wasn't. And when the doctor felt that, I was shocked, and I was like, "Damn, it's not." And the only thing that makes me nervous about this is, I would have been able to go on if it would have had to go more rounds. But I mean, bro, I try to knock the soul out of that man. I hit him fucking hard. I bruised the inside of my fucking hand. I don't know if you could see it.
Look at that.
Yeah,
shit. I hit him so
fucking hard. I bruised, and like I said, I don't lie, man. I hit hard for a little fucking. I broke noses, smashed faces with 16-ounce gloves on sparring. I knew these fucking knuckles, and that was the thing, man. It is way different than boxing or MMA, because we spar with MMA gloves on just to get a better distance and a better feel. And that's why I didn't come out doing what I thought I was going to do. All I knew is when he closed the distance, I was going to let these things go straight forward. And I've broken jaws at very close distance with boxing gloves. So I knew that I was going to be able to generate enough in there to keep him off of me or knock him back, to be like, you know what I mean? To be like, just, and I did. And then when I got the distance on him and he dropped his hands, woo, it was even better. Bam, bam. And I was locked in there, man. And he couldn't, I knew it. But like I said, I was having visuals that day, the night before. I even took a nap that morning. I don't never nap, but I couldn't sleep worth a shit in that hotel. So I took a fucking nap, and I fucking had a dream about him, man. Like, it was the weirdest fucking dream. But in the dream, it was like he was fucking frightened. He was so fucking scared. And I was like saving him from fucking jumping off of a cliff. It was weird, bro. And I was like, listen, man, we got to fucking fight tonight. You ain't jumping. And then it was wild, man. But I think the message in the dream was, this kid's fucking scared. Now, bro, we're all scared. But are you going to let, I've been in so many life situations, and a lot of them self-inflicted. Yeah, but pressure bust pipes, man. And I've been in some fucked up situations to where that pressure didn't follow me. So I remember that. You go through that. It's an energy that you can't, you can't substitute. You can't train for unless you push it. And that's why I knew the universe put me through this shit. And I mean, not to mention, I was 3 years old when we lived in Pinatubo, when the fucking volcano erupted in the Philippines, when my dad was in the Air Force. So that was another traumatic event where, even though I don't really remember, it's still in here. You know what I mean? So like I said, man, life tried. It fucking tried. But
let me tell you something, dude. Fucking, you're gonna get a lot of fans. You're gonna get a whole lot of fans. You got a lot of fucking good energy coming off of you, and I love a lot of things that you're saying. And Big Ben in the comments says that you and Kai Stewart would be fun. But you're 135, right? You're sticking at 135, or would you go up to 145?
If I ate a couple of cheeseburgers. See, I eat clean, man. So I don't go past. I'll get up to 150-ish. But for my lengthy ass to make that weight, and I mean, I was underweight, bro. I was 134. Like I was so disciplined to the point where I was underweight. And I mean, when my partner JR fought right after me, he was
doctor stoppage, right?
Yeah. And I mean, in this sport, man, bad matchups like that. Because was that guy better than JR? Fuck no, he was not better than him at all. JR is a fucking savage, bro. But in this sport, it don't matter. That savage shit
JR is
a fucking
JR is a stout 120.
Well, and that's what I was telling people leading
big
into
for
this.
His weight class.
And that's what I was telling people coming into this. I'm like, listen, man, I train with some fucking killers, bro. And Henry Williams, forget about it, bro. Henry Williams is one of my teammates too, and he stopped his guy right after JR's fight with a fucking jab. I mean, and I had to learn to bite down on my mouthpiece and just Dougie with those cats, man, because they weren't, and I mean, calling me out all the time. Henry would always fuck with me, and I swear he would always, I'd be the one that he'd be turning up with, and he wouldn't even fully turn up. But that's how I knew I was ready for anything. I mean, because he's walking around at like probably 175, and I don't hit it over 150. So I'm always the smallest guy sparring. So, we got some killers, man, down here in Florida. I got a cat, Brandon Lewis. He fights on UFC Fight Pass. I mean, the like I said, I can't think of all the names, but just to throw some out there, we got top amateurs. You know what I mean? And I didn't even have to leave my gym for camp. But if I had to, we got Miami. I really want to go down there and train with Lewis Baboon, because he's a fucking stud. I really admire how that dude can fucking come out of a 5-round bare knuckle fight with a fucking mouse, if that. You know what I mean? So
yeah. Well, man, I'll tell you right now, man, I appreciate you giving us so much time of your night here. What we do on this show, we have a little fun at the end of our interviews. We talk business for the whole time. We have fun talking. But I'm going to ask you 5 questions that don't have anything to do with fighting right now, and you're going to have to answer them, all right? Speed round with Royal fucking Ryan Reber. Here we go. Number 1, tell me a fucking crazy story from high school.
We took a fucking no, that was middle school. Fucking high school, god damn it.
Nothing that'll incriminate you, okay?
Yeah, shit. I couldn't even think of like a crazy story from high school, man. That's sad. I do too much shit. We might have to skip that one, man.
All right, skip that. Number 2. What was your go-to spot for pizza in CT?
Pizza Palace.
Pizza Palace in Groton?
Yep.
There you go. I get Pizza Palace all the time.
Pizza Palace is fire.
And what is your go-to pizza spot in? I said Clearwater, but in Florida.
Matt, my dog Matt. I'm telling you, that fucking pizza, and I've only had it once. God damn it! I'm like, bro, I gotta make time to go over there and fucking eat pizza.
See, you know what? He was talking with me and Mike, and he's like, you guys got to come down. You got to do a show here.
Yep.
And he has a plan, and he's gonna call somebody out for fucking celebrity boxing, and I cannot wait
Well,
to do.
hey, I hopefully linked up with those fuckers too while we were there. I met some YouTuber, man, and I don't follow none of the damn YouTubers, but dude, JP, I think JP, JD, one of the two, man. But I was like, hey, put me in there. You know, I'm a fucking entertainer, man. I'm here to have fun, man.
Yep, Street Nat Matt, there he is. So number 3, this is a fucking thinker, buddy. If jelly was never invented, what would be the most common thing that people would pair up with peanut butter on a sandwich? Fluff, peanut butter and fluff. Yeah, god damn it, that was too easy. I thought it was gonna be a thinker for real. All right.
I did, the high school one was, man. Like, I know I did some fucked up shit in high school. I just can't think of it.
Yeah, Big Ben says, Mish, we should do a show from the pizza place in Tampa. I agree, we should. All right, number 4. Can you name all 9 members of the Wu-Tang Clan, original members?
Fuck no.
No, come on.
I just know the most important ones, man.
Like Method Man?
ODB and fucking Method Man. Redman wasn't Wu-Tang.
He got added, no, but recently they have said he's the 10th member. So
I don't even fucking know. They're a little too old for me, but
oh
nah,
my
they're
God,
there.
you're 34. You're not that fucking young, or you're not that old either. But I'm 40. I'm a Wu-Tang boy forever. Wu-Tang is
for
forever.
sure, man.
Greatest rappers of all time. And right now, I'm telling you right now, dude, go on YouTube, look up Method Man 2022, and just look at what this 53-year-old man is fucking.
Oh,
dropping.
he's a. Well, the best thing about them is they didn't sell out. You know what I mean? That was cool, man. They didn't sell the soul to the eye in the back of the dollar bill. At least that's what it seemed like. Or maybe that's why ODB got thrown out the window. Who knows? I don't know.
So real quick, Wu-Tang was doing their 25-year tour, the 25-year anniversary of their first album, and they came to Mohegan Sun. And I went with a whole group of people, and I'm telling you, they did the entire Enter the 36 Chambers album plus half of the Forever album, and it was the best show. I've been to a shitload of fucking hip hop concerts. This was the best show I've ever seen. And then we did an after party at Avalon, and we go up in there, and most of the Wu-Tang Clan's in there, right? Ghostface Killah standing fucking 2 feet away from me.
Oh, that's so fire.
Dude, Old Dirty Bastard's son. They call him Young Dirty, but YDB. They call him YDB. He takes the fucking microphone and he gets up on the speaker in Avalon. And I'm sure do you remember like Ultra 88 at all or anything like that? No, you don't remember that club?
I didn't get the fucking party too much up there. I remember Rosie's. That was it. There you go. That was one of the high school ones. Going to the titty bar at Rosie's and being so fucking scared, bro. Because I smoked a blunt before I went and I didn't drink. My legs, and you know when it's fucking cold, you get extra fucking scary. I'm like, I'm fucking.
Dude, my friend. Do you know Larry Davis? Does that name ring a bell? Nah. Anyway, my boy Larry Davis. Shout out Larry. He's one of the best people ever. Larry calls Rosie's Cantina he calls it Rosie's Can of Tuna.
Yeah, I bet, bro. You know that was the only one we could get to at 18. And we had to drive far to get there, too. Like, what the fuck?
Dude, Rosie's Can of Tuna, baby. You guys are in eastern part of Connecticut and you want to go to a dive strip club, that's the one, and you'll have a good time.
Well, fuck it. They're all over here down here, so.
All right, last question for you. It is a fight-related question. Who is your dream opponent in BKFC? Like a bare knuckle. Who would be your guy? Dream opponent.
You know that Jared Grant.
The Jared Grant. That's got to be.
You know it, man. He's a foot, bro. Me and him would fucking, but we can't fight unless we're both getting paid over 100,000. Let's go.
There it is.
They're paying these guys, man. You want to see fucking killers fight for real, for real? Nah, and I can't say that, bro, because there's a lot of killers in there, man. Shit. Everybody just want to see, you know what I mean? Just.
It is, man. It's the fastest. It is the fastest growing sport in the world.
It is, man. And I got a ton of respect for Dave Feldman, man. That dude. I mean, that's the number one reason why I'm in there. His story, his why, what he had going on, bro. That shit. That had me, you know. Once I, and then watch them grow and then turn into what they're turning into. I'm like, fucking hands down, I got to be a part of this shit, you know. So.
I love every minute of it, and I tell everybody, dude, and like I'm sure you've been to UFC events and Bellator and
and barely, man. And I've been to fucking 5-6 of these. You know, I've been in corners with Abby and other guys, my JR, and You know, it just, the universe kept pulling me back. And my motto is, you gotta fucking pay attention, because shit ain't free. So, I mean,
just when you thought you was out, they pulled you
mhm.
back in. Nah, man, it's been great talking to you. If
Hey, you
anybody
guys too.
like, yeah, you know, like I said, you got a energy about you. You perform inside the ring, outside the ring. You're a great interviewer. I can only see a bright future for you
Man,
in
I
the
appreciate it,
BKFC.
brother.
And if you want to take a minute to like shout anybody out and thank anybody, or if you
Man,
have any sponsors, whatever, go ahead, take it.
I mean, you know, all the guys, everybody who fucking has a dream, go after that shit. You know, my list is too big of everybody to shout out. Of course, Bang Gang Management, my gym, MJM, Muay Thai down here in Clearwater, Florida. Yeah, I train at a Muay Thai gym, and I'm fucking y'all up. No. But, man, just everybody out there who you know has love for me, I got it right back for you, man. And nothing's unseen or unheard, man. You guys comment, you guys love my stuff, you guys share it. You're getting it
Share
back
away, man. Share
100%.
away. That's right. Share away and share this interview. It'll be out immediate. It's out right now. So share it away and like get your name out there, man, because it's all
That's what
about
we're doing, man.
growing your brand, growing your sport, and doing big things. So thanks a lot for coming on tonight, and we'll talk in the future. All right.
Absolutely, man. I look forward to talking to you in the future, bro.
All right, man. Take it easy. Have a great night.
You too, brother.
Later. Dude, Royal Ryan Reber. What a fucking beast that kid is, huh? I swear to God, I love everything about his fucking energy. When we met him down there in Orlando, Jay Fish, I just resent you the invite if you want to try to see if that works again. I man, I have nothing but positive things to say about him. I really do. And like I talked to some people from this area that knew him when he lived in Connecticut till he was like 18 years old. A lot of people know him. Nothing but positive things to say about him. They say he's a fucking funny ass bastard and he's like fucking nuts. But I mean, we just talked to him for an hour. I think we know that he's got a little bit of a fucking edge to him, and I love it. He is so positive. He's got positivity. He's all about energy and meditation and positive visualization and that dream. I believe he dreamt that shit. That's crazy. He kind of like he manifested that fucking fight. I swear to God. I don't know. I don't know if that kid was scared, but you know. And Howie Atherton says Julian wasn't bringing in a slug. No shit. I agree with you, Howie. That's fucking spot on. Julian Lane is not going to step into the management game and manage bums. That's for sure. And we saw Ryan. We also saw Henry Williams that night knock his opponent out. Two fucking monsters doing their thing. It was great, man. I got a message from Kevin. They are in Omaha, and he was messaging Jay. Jay's in the comments right now. Let me know if that link works. If it doesn't, then you know we'll just say best of luck and call it a night. But tomorrow night, guys, I got a interview that I've been excited about trying to get this guy on the show for a long time. Mike and I have been trying to talk to Dylan for a long time. Dylan Kleckler, coming off of a loss to the heavyweight world champion last Friday. This fucking dude is awesome. We talked to him down there. Great guy. He's been through a lot of things, man. A lot of things. He's been through a lot. He's had a lot of fights. He's had a lot of wins. He's never really faced adversity like he did against Arnold on Friday night. And you know, I can't wait to talk to him. So tomorrow night at 9 p.m., Mike and I will talk to him. We'll chop it up with Dylan. We'll ask a bunch of questions that people probably want to ask. And then we'll after we let Dylan go, we're gonna do a student out of the week, which is exciting. And then and also I made this thing. I've been getting into this artwork like graphic design and shit, man. I made this thing for Arnold Adams. Check that shit out. My boy Arnold Adams. That fucking dude right there. If you're not a fan of Arnold Adams, you're not a human being. I don't know what the hell it is. What's wrong with you, you stew nod, if you don't like Arnold, man? Arnold's a beast. He fucking shows a fight IQ through the roof. He's got poise. He's got composure. He's got fucking charisma. He's fucking Ric Flair walking after he wins. He's up there jumping around. He's not afraid to show his excitement about the fact that he just won a fucking war. And I love that about him. Like, dude, let the excitement get to you a little bit. He is great character. That's what I'm saying. Yes, I made that. Very cool. Thank you, Howie. You know what? I'm thinking any of you fighters out here that want one of these things, let me know. I'll make them. There might be a price tag involved. It takes me a couple hours to get the shit refined, but I like doing it, man. It's a hobby. It's another hobby of mine. I don't have enough hobbies. And, I'm not fucking doing, 2 podcasts a week and coaching a baseball team and working full time for the Army and all that shit. So, yeah. You know what I mean? I'm waiting for my invoice. LOL. DJ Tony, you're going to be part of something bigger, my friend. Something bigger, something better, something great. With that said, man, I'm going to give Jay, if anybody has any questions about Orlando, go ahead and shoot, man. It's been great. I mean, I have no complaints. You guys know that BKFC announced 2 more events, June 11th and June 24th. Let me see if I can pull them up. Fucking June 11th is in Jackson. And I'm not going to pull the graphic up on the screen because I'm fucking not smart enough for that. Mike's not around. Thanks a lot, Mike. I hope you're sleeping right now. You better be sleeping. You better be fucking sleeping. Big Ben says, "Student out of the year, Brandon Lambert." All right. You know what? Brandon, I talked to him through Messenger yesterday or today or whatever, and he's willing to come on and open up a little bit about the reason why he fucking backed out. And I thought he opened up enough in the video that he released about why he's not doing it, but there's got to be more. There's got to be more to the story. Maybe we do that, maybe we don't. But June 11th is Alan Belcher versus Frank Tate for the. It's got to be a heavyweight eliminator. And then June 24th. I want to say it's in Hollywood in the Guitar again, which is great. Holy shit! I just had a fighter pop up in the waiting room here. We're gonna keep this fucking show rolling, bros. With that said, let's just go ahead. Let's bring him in. We got a guy who's fighting 2 nights from tonight against Dakota Cochrane in the main event of BKFC Fight Night Omaha. Here we go. Josh motherfucking D-Day Dyer. What's up, dude?
Hey, man, it's going good. How you doing?
Yo, where the fuck are you? Are you in some sort of like photography, like red room or something?
Nah, dude, this is just one of the rooms in our place over here. Yeah, I picked up the light off Amazon for like $20. I was like, dude, check that out, man.
Dude, so wait a minute.
Atmosphere.
So where are you right now? Are you in South Dakota?
Yep, Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Yeah.
So you're not. When do you go to Omaha? Tomorrow?
I'm leaving for Omaha tomorrow about 9 a.m. And then, I got to cut about another 10 pounds and we'll be ready to roll.
You weigh in tomorrow?
Yes, sir.
So how far is Sioux Falls, South Dakota to Omaha?
About 2.5 hours. So it's pretty close to my hometown, actually. Yeah. So This one's going to be great. We've got about 3 tables worth of people coming. So we're going to be ringside screaming our lungs out. So it should be a really good time.
Dude, well, I appreciate you coming on the night before weighing in. I figured you'd already be in Omaha, like, working on your weight cuts and whatnot. But, dude, thanks for coming on. This is the 2-1 Josh Dyer. He's got 1 loss against the fucking champ, Lorenzo Hunt. That fight, I remember that fight. I was there for that fight. What is funny about your fight against Lorenzo? Mike and I were down there. It was only like our 2nd or 3rd event as maybe like our 4th event, going as media. And I wanted to try something different and like get angles, like take pictures from different angles. And I was up in the fucking rafters of that arena. And like I was not supposed to be up there, but I was like, I like found this like stairway and I found this ladder.
Badass, dude. You just went for it.
Yeah, and I was like up there in the rafters and it was like shaking and I was like getting nervous as fuck and I like climbed back. I took a few pictures. None of them came out good, which pissed me the fuck off.
Damn, dude, all that hard work.
Yeah, all that hard work. I'm sweating my ass off. It's like 200 degrees up there. And I ended up watching the rest of your fight from like way up high. And
nice. You're the only one that got that view. How did it sound?
It was, you know what, dude? I didn't know what the hell was going on with you. And then I found out afterwards it was the contact lens. Now, let's talk about this for a second. You have since taken care of that problem, correct?
Yeah. So as soon as that fight was over, basically I was like, yo, we got to get these eyes fixed because my last couple fights, the contacts have been knocked out. And so, you know, with Jared Warren, I was able to secure that victory. But with Lorenzo, he just had too many skills. You know, I wasn't able to make that work. So I was like, nah, we got to quit playing this game like this and get that taken care of. So
that's crazy, man. I mean, how bad was your vision like when it fell out? Like, can you not see? What do you see? Just blurry figures or something? Or
yeah, well, it's at the time it was pretty bad. Yeah, I had negative 5.75 vision, so I was legally blind without my contact. So, yeah, when he smacked me, it fell out, and I don't want to make any excuses. I mean, Lorenzo's a beast as it is. He doesn't need any help, you know, to win a fight. But no, I learned a lot of skills from that fight. But yeah, the contacts definitely made it a lot more of a challenge than I wanted it to be. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, I noticed in the Lorenzo fight, as opposed to your first two fights, you weren't as like bull rush forward as you were against Jared Warren and I can't remember Dane
Sayers.
Dane Sayers. Like you were basically like drive forward and fucking kill this man mode, like both of those fights. And you and Jared kind of fights the same way as you, so that like made for a fantastic fight. And you ended up getting the TKO there. The one against Lorenzo, you were a little more reserved. Was it because it is Lorenzo Hunt and he's just a fucking monster, or you're trying to play it a little safer? Or
yeah, great question. So yeah, I figured it was about a month before the fight. I messaged Lorenzo and we kind of like chatted it up for a little bit, and I figured out real quick that the guy is really freaking smart. You know, it didn't take me long before I realized the guy is like genius level intelligent. He doesn't portray that. And I don't want to go too far into it, but yeah, he's a smart dude. And as soon as I realized that, I was like, shit, he's going to watch all my film and he's going to build an anti-style for how I fight, because that's what I would do against him. And, so I decided to be a little bit more reserved and try to counter him on the way in. But unfortunately, whenever I did catch him a couple times, it just didn't rock him. You know, I'd never hit somebody with the right hand before and had him not get severely, you know, at least dazed or dropped or something. But every time I caught him with it, it just seemed like it barely did anything. So I was like, shit, there goes my entry. And I knew he's the better inside fighter, so I figured I better clip him before I make it any further. But yeah. No, I intend on being a lot more aggressive going forward. That fight was definitely I had to respect his power. He's the first dude that ever put me down in 30 fights. So I was like, if I bull rush this dude at any point, he's going to counter me and it's going to potentially knock me the hell out. So,
and now you've seen where he's gone from there. The fucking the top of the top. He's the fucking man right now. And that's gotta be the guy that like you and like everybody in your division, you know, wants to get back to him. With that said, dude, you are fighting a guy who was, you know, considered the number one guy at 175 and 185 at one point. Dakota Cochrane's no joke either. Like, I don't know his record off the top of my head, but I know that he has like 36 wins in MMA. He's like 36 and 15 or something like that. The dude's got a fucking ton of MMA fights, ton of experience, stays active. He's 3-1 in BKF in bare knuckle, and he's actually taken an MMA fight between his last bare knuckle fight and this one just to stay active, and he got a win. I don't know if you knew that, but he took it.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, so
the dude, awesome.
the dude's a fucking beast himself. You got to think that like in a sport so young, in a talent pool so there's not a fucking ton of 185ers out there. You know what I mean? Like you're coming off a loss to the now champ. You're going to beat a guy. I mean, you beat a guy like Dakota Cochrane. You've got to be right back up in the conversation of top of the heap, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Cochrane's a stud. Yeah, I followed that dude for like the last 10 years. You know, he's been doing this for a while. I met him about 10 years ago at a show, and he beat the daylights out of this guy, and I was just like, holy shit, I mean, this guy knows what he's doing. But yeah, and we went out to eat that next day as a big group. Dude, super humble, very respectful guy. I mean, it's probably one of the most likable guys you'll ever meet. And I was like, oh, cool. Never thought I'd fight him because he was in a lighter division than I was. So yeah. I was like, cool. Well, good luck to that guy. Hopefully he does good. And hey, check it out. Now we're looking at each other's rivals. And, you know, yeah, I got to tell you, I wasn't excited about the call. You know, I kind of liked him, you know, when they were like, hey, man, what, you want to fight Dakota Cochrane? I was like, shit, man. I was kind of hoping we could both represent the Midwest. I was like, fuck, man, I like this dude. I'm like, can't we just like beat everybody else's asses and be like, hey, we're the Midwest gangsters over here? But nah, I guess there can only be one, and that person is me. So that's how that's gonna go.
Did you watch his fight with Mike Richmond?
Fuck yeah, I watched that fight.
I'm sure you have. Have you watched it over and over again?
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah, I just got done before I came to talk to you. I just watched that fight again.
Well, let's talk about Mike Richmond for a second. What a fucking beast that dude is, right?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I met Mike a couple years ago as well. We fought on our debut together up in let's see, that was the Four Bears Casino up in North Dakota, and yeah, the dude, he was fighting that JC Chamas guy. Did you see that fight?
For Valor?
The headbutt. He headbutted me. He headbutted me. I was standing right there. I'm like, dude, I saw him clip you, bro. Like, I was in the crowd. Like, I saw this. You can't tell me he headbutted you. We got it on video. So yeah, it was a good fight. I mean, the guy JC just ran from him the whole time. Mike is a fucking machine, dude. Like that guy, he walks people down. He baits him with the jab and just cracks him over at that right overhook. And I'm just like, damn, dude. He gets you used to it. And just next thing you know, you're on the ground and you're like, where the hell did that come from? So
I think Richmond is, you know, very much in the conversation for like top 3 pound for pound bare knuckle fighters right now with Lorenzo and Luis Palomino. I know Mike doesn't hold a belt, but just the shit that he's done since he's been to BKFC.
He backs it up, doesn't he?
My God, with Marcel Stamps, who was coming off of like a fucking heavyweight.
I lost money on that fight.
Did you?
Yeah, dude.
You got Marcel Stamps, you got fucking Dakota Cochrane, and you got Dave Rickles. That's a murderer's row right there.
Fuck yeah, it is.
And like, and talking about Dakota, your opponent, like talk about murderer's row. The fucking dude beat Johnny Hendricks, Chris Lieben, fucking Tyler Vogel. It's like. He's got a lot of impressive names on his record too. So
fuck yeah, dude. A couple world champions that dude slayed. A couple former world champions.
Yeah.
And Tyler Vogel, I hate that kid. Oh my God. I would love to knock that dude's teeth out, bro.
So why aren't you fighting him? I mean,
oh my God, because he never will fight me, bro. So we actually fought a while back and in one of my hometowns. So yeah, he came to town and I hadn't lost in this town in 10 years. And he comes in. Into about 12 seconds to the end of the first round, he throws this lazy head kick and just his big toe like pops out my mouth guard, you know. And I was like, I'm like, this guy just fucking kicked my mouth guard out. I'm like, what the fuck? So in my mind, I'm like, about 10 seconds left. I better run so I don't get my teeth fucking knocked out. Well, I start, you know, backing up to simulate a break in action. This kid just comes for it like 100%, knocks out both my teeth. And I was just like, shit, into the fight right then and there. And I was like, fuck. I'm like, well, that it is what it is. So then about 2 months later, I was like, I have to whoop this dude's ass. He like came to my hometown and everything. And like first time I ever lost. I'm like, this dude's a piece of shit. You know, so I was like, called him up and I was like, hey, dude, we got to do this rematch. I don't want any money for it. I'll do it for free. You can have my fight money. I'll pay for your plane ticket. Just get out here, dude. We have to redo this fight. I've never asked for a rematch in 25 fights. And I was like, I want this one. And he agreed to it and then talked shit to me for like every single night. He'd message me at like 12 a.m. He'd be like, you better be running, champ. He's like, because I'm training, bro. I'm coming. Like all night long, this dude be messaging me. And so I'm like, all right. I'm like, okay, I'm going to beat his ass. and then he backs out 2 weeks before the fight. And
Ah.
then they had to replace him last minute with this dude that had like a 12-6 record, twice as good a record. And I'm like, oh, whatever. Beat that dude in a minute and a half. And then since then, went bare knuckle. But yeah, so then I messaged Tyler. I was like, dude, we got to do this sometime. All that shit you talked, I thought for sure we were going to square up. And
he hasn't fought in a while.
He backs out of like every fight. You know,
I was gonna say I haven't seen him in a minute. Like
he's been scheduled for like 2 other fights, and he pulled out of both of them for some. He pulls out of more fights than anybody you'll ever meet. I tried to get him to come to LFA.
Strong pullout game.
Yeah, he's got a great pullout game. Even LFA wouldn't take him. I was like, can I please beat this dude on LFA when they come to my hometown? And they're like, yeah, he's unreliable. We won't put him on our card anymore. So I was like, damn.
So all right, so let's talk like. Heading into this weekend, without giving anything away, are we going to see a fucking aggressive drive forward and this guy quick, Josh Dyer, or are we going to see a calculated pick your shots, feel out my opponent like he did against Lorenzo, Josh Dyer? Which one are we going to see in there, or is it going to be an all new Josh Dyer with new eyes and a new skill set that it's going to shock everybody?
All right. So without revealing anything else, I'll let you know. I've developed a whole new style. So I have a whole new game, bro. Like it's very effective. It's going to be very, you're going to be, it's like, I designed it to be the most entertaining style possible. With my forward pressing mentality without getting smashed up so much, dude. I'm trying to keep this face from looking, all broken up. I break my face and my nose every fight, so I got broken bones all the time because I march people down. So I changed up my game plan a little bit. I'm still coming forward, but now we're just not going to take as much damage. So I got a couple tricks up my sleeve to prevent that. So yeah, I hope you guys like it. It's going to be,
I'm sure it's
good.
And like one of the comments here says Dyer wins this weekend and he's in the league with all those names that he was dropping. You're right in there with the fucking top dogs. If you take out Dakota this weekend, go to 3-1, and I'm sure you're ready. And I got to tell you, dude, I have this security guard at my job. I'm full time in the military, so every time I go through the security gate, there's a guy who like watches every one of our shows. He loves the BKFC. He's fucking diehard now. But he wasn't familiar with you, and he sees the post that I put up for tonight's show, and he goes, bro, who's that guy in the middle of that picture? I go, what picture? He's like, tonight's show. I go, oh, it's Josh Dyer. He goes, that dude looks like a fucking psychopath. He said, there's something about the look in that guy's eyes.
I got problems, bro.
He goes, man, something about the look in that dude's eyes. He looks like a fucking lunatic. I'm like, well, he's actually a pretty nice guy. We met him down in Biloxi. He's a good dude, but yeah, sure. He is fighting bare knuckle, which
you got to have a problem. If you're in the bare knuckle game, you got to have something going on inside that head.
You gotta have something. Yeah, man. I know that you. Hey, I wanted to ask you, dude. So, are you a golfer at all?
My dad was a big golfer. Unfortunately, I don't have much patience for golf. Unfortunately,
because you're from South Dakota, and like not everybody's been to South Dakota. And when
there's nothing here, dude.
I'm telling you right now, I was driving.
Not missing out.
So my wife's family is from North Dakota. They're from Lisbon, North Dakota, which is in the middle of nowhere, about an hour from Fargo, maybe 45 minutes from Fargo, in the middle of the farm country. So we were driving across country to go visit her family. So I was like, I want to go to the Football Hall of Fame. I want to go to a few different places. I want to stop in South Dakota and just check out Deadwood because I was a huge fan of the show. So I spent a night in Deadwood. We checked out Deadwood, gambled a little bit. We went to the casino. I mean, not the cemetery where all the fucking like Wild Bill and fucking Calamity Jane, they're all buried there. So that was cool. But then me and her cousin went and golfed at a place called Bully Pulpit. Have you ever heard of it?
No, I haven't heard of it.
Is it called the Badlands or the Deadlands or something?
Yeah, the Badlands. They are pretty sick. If you're going to come to South Dakota, go to the west side of the state. It's got all the good stuff. Dude,
I went to a place called Bully Pulpit. For all you golfers out there, Bully Pulpit is a public golf course, but it's one of the top 10 it's like one of the top public golf courses in all of the United States. It's built into the Badlands. So it's like big, beautiful patches of grass surrounded by like fucking cliffs and like desolate areas.
Damn, they found a way to make golf entertaining.
Yes,
Jeez.
and dude,
I was gonna play. That'd be the place.
there was so much wildlife. Like there was fucking animals all over the fucking place. And I hit a ball. So one of the things like there was like way like 900 feet up on this platform. Like you had to drive the golf cart up on this mountain, and the tee box was up on this mountain, and then you hit it over to another mountain where the green was for a par 3, and then you have to drive down and then drive back up. It was fucking awesome. I go up there, and my ball is in like this area, and like I could see my ball, and there's like 100 other balls, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm gonna get my ball. Like there's a rope there, but turns out it was like a rattlesnake fucking infested.
Play it where it lies.
Yeah, I went in there and got my ball, and then afterwards, her cousin Tyler's like laughing his ass off. He's like, "You fucking idiot! That's just like, there's probably a fucking rattlesnake fucking 3 feet from your feet." I was like, but it's fucking dope, dude. I will say, anybody that goes to South Dakota, check that shit out. That was cool.
If you go to the west side, I'm stuck on the east side, so I kind of find myself hating some of our scenery over here. But if you go to the west side, it actually is pretty nice over there.
Susan Walker wants to know what your cat's name is.
Oh yeah, so yeah, we never named it. Yeah, we just named it. Yeah,
a cat.
I didn't even want this cat. But yeah, her mom got hit by a car like the day after she had this cat, and so we just called it Baby Kitty because we kept thinking we're gonna get rid of it, and then it turned out to be the most lovable cat ever. And so
now it's just Baby Kitty.
Yeah, it's still Baby Kitty. Yeah, we kept thinking of a name for it. We're just like, we've been calling it Baby Kitty for so long. We're just gonna keep it.
That's so funny because I grew up where I grew up. My mom and dad, we lived in this house, but my grandfather had a farm right down the street, and they had cats there. And this cat got pregnant, so my mom like took the cat in and just put it in our garage and like blankets and shit until it had the kittens. And we ended up keeping that cat, and the cat's name was Mama Kitty. Because we never named it. It was just the mom to all these kittens that we gave away. And we ended up keeping her, and it was Mama Kitty. It was Mama Kitty, man.
Was she a pretty good cat?
Yeah, she was a gray tiger cat. All the gray tiger cats are like the best cats in the world.
Yeah, it's nice when you get a good one. This one just won't leave me alone. You know, since she didn't have her mom, I think she really bonded with us. And you know, I'll be after a workout, I'll come downstairs, and every time I hit my inversion table, she'll like just come running down the steps because she knows my head will be this far from the ground, and then she'll like be all rubbing all over my face and stuff. And I'll come upstairs and I get my massage gun to start, you know, hitting all the muscles. Then she'll wake because she wants her turn. So yeah, I can hit her with like 2,400 RPMs on the Theragun, which is like a $600 gun. It's like it hits hard, and she just takes it. And I'm just like,
really?
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, she loves it. Anytime she hears that gun, she like comes and jumps on my lap, and she's like, "Yep, it's my turn." So,
dude, so you and Jay Fish, couple of fucking Smith brothers represented guys, got some big opportunities on your hands this weekend. Before I ask you some fun shit real quick, do you envision this fight going a certain way? Do you see you ending it a certain way? You got a prediction you want to fucking throw out there for us? Because I love asking that question. Like, the last guy I had on, Ryan Reber, I don't know if you saw that kid. That kid's a fucking hot shit, dude. You gotta be a fan of his. But he
check it out.
Yeah, he said he dreamt about his opponent the night before. And
really?
Like, he said he dreamt that his opponent was on a cliff, like scared as fuck, ready to jump. And he was like, "Bro, it's not that big a deal. We have a fight to do. You don't have to be scared." He goes, and I woke up like, "Yo, this motherfucker's scared." I'm gonna go fucking put him down.
That's an awesome dream.
I was like, "Wow, you are fucking something else, man." But like, do you see this fight going a certain way?
Yes, I do. Yeah, I'd like to get the finish. You know, I always try to get that finish. You know, I don't like going to the judges. I really don't. I try to dedicate every fight to a finish, and if I don't get it, I feel very disappointed. But yeah, I think he's going to get hurt pretty fast. I want to say before round 2. I've been running my mouth a little bit, Yeah, I've been telling him first minute of the first round, Dakota Cochrane's going down, but I ripped that off from Julian Lane when he was saying that to was that other guy? Yeah, I don't remember. But it was
Bostwick?
Nah, it was the guy after him, Perry. Mike Perry. First round, Mike Perry's going down. I'm like, that's so cool. I'm gonna say that shit. But it's not original, so I gotta give credit where credit's due. But yeah, I think he goes down before the end of round 2. So
wow.
Yeah, he's gonna get up probably about 4 or 5 times. He's a tough kid. So
he really is. He is a little fucking tank. He
doesn't give up, man. Those body shots, I don't know if I would have got up from those. Like, I seriously feel like probably after the first time he went down. No, second time when he got clipped with like those 6 body shots. I think it was 4 body shots, 3 to the right, 1 to the left, 1 to the liver. I'm just like, damn, bro. You can see it on his face. So yeah, I don't like seeing that. When I see a dude that you can see looks like he's ready to scream in pain from body shots and he still gets up, I'm like, fuck. That's a champ right there. I'm that like, those dudes don't ever quit. So
listen, you don't have 40 something fights or 50 fights in MMA and win 36 of them being some fucking pussy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's not a pussy. He can take he can take some damage. I'll give him that.
There you go, man. Man, we can't wait for this fight. I'm going to ask you 5 quick questions real quick. Just have a fun with you. Let's do this. Speed round with Josh D-Day Dyer. Here we go. Number 1. Now, I forgot about this about you, and a lot of people wouldn't fucking think this about you. And you were a high school cheerleader?
Yeah. No, college cheerleader.
College cheerleader. So, guys, this motherfucker who will knock your fucking face off was a college cheerleader. Tell me the wildest cheerleading story you can, and I hope to God it's in some sort of category you would find on Pornhub. Go ahead. Go.
Boom. All right. So second year we brought on this hockey player, and this dude was just stacked. Yeah, his name was Heath. I brought him over from ROTC because I was in ROTC as well. So it was great. We brought him on, and this kid thought he could do it, and so we brought him in, and they toe pitched up one of our team captains at the time. She was like this little 4'11", 90-pound girl, and we toe pitched her up like 20 feet in the air. And when she came down, she just remember in Spartacus or what Spartan movie when they freaking kicked him, the freaking blah! Yeah. When she came down, her foot just like a 20-foot drop kick on this dude's chest, and just shot him back like 10 feet on his first day. And I was just like, damn. I was like, he gets back up. Yeah, he got back up and he was like, all right, let's do it again. Freaking toe pitches are right back up, comes down. Same thing right in the face. And this dude snaps his nose over, shoots back like 10 feet. I'm like, for anybody that thinks this sport is not like you're more likely to get damaged doing cheerleading than any sport in the freaking world, except for maybe bare knuckle. This one, I got hurt more times in cheerleading than MMA. Like
that's fucking unreal. And you watch that shit, dude. You guys launched those girls fucking way up there.
Dude, we had one almost hit the top of our basketball stadium. Yeah, that was like scary shit. Like we were all like 4 of us trying to catch her, and
that's where the power comes from, right? Yep. Like how much weight? Like I would imagine there's a certain amount of time you need to obviously commit towards like memorizing routines and shit, but how much weight training goes into the males on the cheerleading team? Because it's you guys that are holding these fuckers up in the air and launching them in the air and doing all this shit. Are you in the gym like 3-4 hours a day in college or what the hell are you doing?
No, dude. So when I was going, we had to work out about 6 hours a week to be ready for it. And then we just, we do another 3 hours of practices. And I was doing another 15 hours a week of MMA, so my cardio and my strength was pretty good. And then I had ROTC as well. So I was doing 3 workouts a week
and going to college.
Yeah. With the Army guys and going to college and working a full-time job. So I was I had a lot of shit going on. What's that?
When did you fucking sleep, man?
Dude, I got great sleep. Yeah,
man, it seems like you had so much shit on your plate that sleep was not an option. All right, well, there you go. This dude's got the hockey player got his face fucked up. Here we go. Number 2, if you were going to run up on stage at the Oscars and slap a movie star in the face, who would it be?
Damn, dude. I don't know. I think Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson would be pretty fun. Just like walk up and just be like, psh,
Do you know a fun fact about Dwayne The Rock Johnson is that he attempted to do some MMA and like he started training and like he considered taking an MMA fight, and then he straight up stopped and said, "I don't like getting punched in the face. It's not for me."
Nah. I think
That
it'd be
big,
fun to
that
slap
big
that
giant,
dude.
yeah, that big giant tough fucking dude, that 290-pound Samoan motherfucker.
Yeah, because if you
Nah,
slap any other movie star in the face and you're already a fighter, you're just a bitch. You got to go after the big dog. At least he
big
can
dog.
take it.
He wouldn't hit you back. I don't think. I don't think he'd hit you back. You don't like getting
Well, if he
hit.
did, I feel like I could take him. So I'd be like, well, this doesn't look good for him at all. Let's go for it.
Here you go. Here you go. Number 3, greatest sitcom theme song of all time.
Shit, man. I don't watch much TV. I don't got time for that. I don't even know any sitcoms, I don't think.
Really? Dude, Fresh
Yeah.
Prince of Bel-Air in West Philadelphia, born and raised.
Yeah, okay, so that's a sitcom. That's a pretty good one.
Andy
Griffith. We're going with Andy Griffith then.
There you go. That's a fucking Midwest answer.
Yeah, let's get it.
That is a good one, actually, but that's definitely a Midwest answer if I ever fucking heard one, my friend.
And I'm from South Georgia.
Oh, okay.
I used to watch that show with my grandpa, Ted, down in South Georgia, friggin' walking down with the fishing pole. Yeah, I love it.
I never even thought of that one, but that's a great one, and everyone who hears it knows exactly what the fuck it is. So,
hell yeah.
Number 4, if you were a Toy Story character, which one would you be?
Well, ideally Buzz Lightyear. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Buzz is a pretty cool stud. Realistically, probably Malibu Ken. Yeah.
Malibu Ken.
Yeah.
And was that originally your fight name?
Nickname? So I didn't pick the name, so when I first started fighting, I thought nicknames were the dumbest thing ever. Personally, I was like, if you got to pick a cool name like Pitbull or freaking,
Juggernaut.
I was thinking it, but I ain't gonna say it. He already whooped my ass once.
I was gonna say, you about to pick on the Juggernaut?
He's like, what'd you say? I'm like, no. But yeah. So I wouldn't pick a nickname for like probably a good 10 fights, and the promoters were like, dude, you got to pick a name, or we're gonna pick one for you. And I was like, I'm not picking shit. But at my local gym, everybody just called me Ken Doll. They thought I had like the body of a fucking Ken doll. So they're like, we're just gonna call you Ken Doll for about 5 years. And then eventually people forgot my actual name. They just called me Ken Doll every day when I showed up. I was like, fuck. I'm like, I never picked this. I'm like, it is what it is. And then, eventually one of the promoters was like, yo, dude, they put me on as Ken Doll, and then fucking everybody loved it. And I was just like, great. So I guess I have to win all the time now, because as soon as you lose with that nickname, now you're just a tool. So I was like,
did you like, I don't know your career that well back then when you were Ken Doll, but did you come out in like the Malibu Ken jacket? And no, that would have been even better if you like really embraced that shit and come out with like the
I didn't. Stuff. I was just like, I'm just Josh Dyer, dude. I'm just here to chill. I'm just having a good time. But my coach, Doug, that dude was fucking hilarious. He changed my song to Barbie Girl a couple times. I went through this phase where I thought like the girlier the song you came out to, the cooler it was, if you beat this dude's ass. So I'd be coming out to like Fireflies by Owl City, Barbie Girl, I Need a Hero by Bonnie Tyler. Yeah, just the worst songs you could imagine. I was like, you know what? That's got to get into somebody's head. If you come out to just like the sissiest song and then whoop some ass, people are gonna be like, I'm gonna remember that guy. So
do you have one picked out for this weekend? Or?
I do.
I do have a song. All right, DJ Tony, you're in the chat. You're in the chat right now. Oh shit!
Can't say nothing, Tony. I won't even tell my fiance.
He says I'm going to switch your song to "I'm a Barbie Girl."
Damn it, bro! Here's what's up. I'm just gonna have to make sure I win. That's all that matters.
You ever see that when Mike Perry was in the UFC? Somebody changed his fucking walkout song to like this Beyonce thing.
Nice.
Like played a fucking prank on him.
Been there, bro.
And that motherfucker sang every word of that song all the way down to the ring and got in the cage and continued singing it like a fucking G. I thought
I love that.
Yeah.
Is this dude a Pisces?
I don't know.
I'm about to look it up.
All right, back-to-back Toy Story questions. Here we go. And this one's kind of fucking off the wall here. Do you think that the Toy Story writers were just a couple of perverts that named Woody and Buzz after their favorite sex toys?
He's a Virgo. Woody and Buzz.
My wife is a pure romance consultant.
I doubt this very strongly, but I can get where they're coming from. You know, Buzz Lightyear, futuristic. This has got a battery powered thing. You know, Woody is, you know,
phallic.
Fucking Woody, I can see it. But here's the thing: everybody in Hollywood, man, holy shit! Have you checked out any of that stuff?
Nah,
there's a lot of dark stuff in Hollywood. You'd be surprised the stuff that's going on over there.
Stay the fuck out of Hollywood.
Yeah, dude. Well, you make some good movies, I'll give you that, but leave the kids alone, man.
Josh Dyer, you have been a pleasure as always, man. We are fucking so excited about this fight. You and like I didn't even bring up the fact that you were not supposed to be the main event. And I don't know what happened to Britain. I know she has some things going on in her personal life, and we hope that everything works out for her or whatever she's got going on. She was supposed to be fighting Beck Rollins in that main event. That dropped off. Man, who called you? BKFC call you? Kevin call you? Say, hey, guess what? You're the main event.
No, I saw Dakota updated his cover photo.
Really? Yeah. You learned it from Dakota Cochrane?
Fuck yeah, dude. Yeah. I seen it on his story and it was like new main event. And I was like,
really?
Fuck? So I was like, I'm sharing the shit out of this. I don't even care if it's true or not. I'm like, I didn't make it, but I'm like, hey, if this isn't true, I'm just going to pretend it is for a little bit, get some views. And then if we find out it was fake, I'm like, hey, I had bad information. So that's all I was going for.
Got some bad info.
Yeah. Whoops. My bad. It wasn't my fault. I didn't make it. But yeah, I didn't even know the story. I found out afterwards. So
wow.
Yeah.
That's some fucking crazy shit, man. It's like that's just like when Caleb Harris became it was supposed to be it was supposed to be him versus who the fuck was it? Alvin. It was him. It was supposed to be him versus Julian. No, it was supposed to be him versus Julian Lane, right? Or something like that.
Yeah, I thought there was supposed to be something like that. That would have been an interesting fight.
And then Lane dropped off, and it was Brito for a world title now. And I messaged Caleb Harris that morning, and I was like, "Congratulations on the title shot." And he wrote back, "What are you talking about?" I was like, go on social media right now and fucking look. You're fighting Brito for the 165 title. He was like, no fucking way. And then he said he ended up getting a hold of Kevin and was like, no shit. What the fuck? That's awesome. It's funny how that happens, man. Like it happens with military shit too, dude. Like before information is supposed to be put out, it's on social media, and then people are fucking getting in trouble.
What branch of the military are you in?
I'm in the Army.
In the Army? How long you been doing Army for?
21 years.
Holy cow. Are you Master Sergeant?
Yes, I am. I'm actually First Sergeant.
First Sergeant? Okay. Mm-hmm. That's awesome, man. Thank you for your service. My dad is also Master Sergeant, Air Force. So
nice. Awesome. And how long has he been in?
I think 23 years now. I think he's just creeping around.
Too many years.
Too many years. Yeah. We got to see the world though. That was fun.
Nah, man, it's definitely the best decision I ever made in my life. If I want to sound like a goddamn recruiter right now, whatever. But I was kind of a shithead of a kid at 19 years old. At 20, I was like, I got to do something with myself. Joined the Army. Went basic AIT straight into a deployment. Came back. Figured I'd do 6 years and get out. Fucking an opportunity for a second deployment came up, and the opportunity to get promoted several times because
How several times? What do you mean? Like
so I went from E1 to E6 in like 6 years. So maybe or 7 years because I was always available. Here's my thing. I was never hurt. I was always in shape. I was always early. And I always was ready, and I didn't have any reason to turn down any opportunity. So if the Army was like, hey, you want to go to this school? Always said yes.
Nice.
And that's what I tell everybody that all my young soldiers coming up, I'm like, be available to go to school when school is offered to you. Just fucking go. Go.
So how many So how many schools did you end up going to?
Just like like they call them NCOES schools, like advancement schools, to get your next rank. So to get E5, you had to, back then you had to do PLDC. I was at E4. Somebody was supposed to go to school. You go to school, you finish the school, you can get promoted to sergeant. This person dropped out. They would call me up. They're like, Kyle, can you go to school in like 2 days? I'm like, yeah. All right, show up tomorrow morning, pass a PT test, and if you pass it, you're going to school. That happened for E5, E6, and E7.
Nice.
All of them, man. And then like the opportunity to go to school to become a transportation manager, to like be like a convoy ops kind of guy, type stuff like that, came up. They were like, you want to go to this school? You get this school, you can fucking move over here, be in charge of this and get this and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, always like, yes, yeah, I'll do that. Yep.
Where did that mentality come from?
I don't know. I just fucking had it. I don't know. I mean, I
grew up raised that way. Like, was your dad like, hey, you gotta, do these things, be open to it, or did you just have
my dad was always a worker. My grandfather owned a farm, Sahanchik Brothers Farm in Connecticut. My grandfather was a up before the sunrise type of guy, work till the sun goes down type of guy. And when I started working on his farm, like throwing hay bales, and I learned
dude, I throw some hay bales growing up.
Oh yeah, I could fucking launch a hay bale, bro. We with the double strings in the end. Like that. Oh yeah, I can launch them.
Farm muscles different.
Farm muscles, yeah. So like as a kid, like as early as I could start working down at the farm, I started, and then all the way through like high school, I had a job. But when I wasn't working at my job, I was down at the farm. I was driving trucks. I was fucking silage trucks and all that shit. So I learned all this different machinery, and I learned fucking to stop being a bitch. And like, when you're living that farm life, like you at times my grandfather would like tip his thumb off, and it would be like hanging off. You just mush that shit back on, put a fucking paper towel around it, wrap some fucking electrical tape, and just keep moving.
You saw that?
Yeah.
Damn.
Dude, do you know so you threw some hay bales. The hay balers that kick the hay and it kicks it into the wagon. Like, I don't know what they're fucking called, but it bails the hay up, and then there's like this catapult that like kicks the fucking bale up into a wagon dragged behind it. Anyways, my grandfather's brother Johnny, shout out to both of them. They're both up in fucking heaven right now, and they're fucking legends. Johnny goes over there, and there's a bale like stuck in the catapult, right? And he's like fucking yanking on it. And there's a lock that you're supposed to lock it in place so it doesn't fucking kick you in the face, right?
Yeah.
So he's back there. He's like fucking 78, 80 years old. And he's like yanking on this bale, and he rips the bale out, and the catapult kicks up, and it hits him dead on the bridge of the nose and like in between the eyes, and lays his ass out. Damn. They bring him to the hospital. He fucking shattered his nose, and like his eyes are black. He's concussed. That fucking dude, like 4 hours later, was back on the tractor, driving the damn tractor, baling fucking hay again with tape on his face, 2 black eyes. That's the fucking people I came from.
Wow. That's impressive, dude. Be proud of that.
Yeah. So, man, it really is. I mean, nobody's ever asked me like where I get my mentality from, but it's got to be the farm, man. It's got to be the farm. That's where I grew up on that shit. Like,
you got kids?
I got 2 kids. Yeah, 2 sons.
You got 2 kids. How are they doing? Are you able to kind of pass those lessons along to them, or do you have any struggles with that, or are they? Is it just flow?
Here's the thing with and like the thing about my house is like I was never like I like watching TV and like watching movies and stuff, but I was never an electronics kid, right? So like video games, I had Nintendo back in the day when I was a kid, and then I had PlayStation in high school, but whatever. I don't have video games in this house. And I have an 11-year-old and a 7-year-old that have no desire to play any fucking video games or anything like that. They are outside all the fucking time. They're in the trees. They're fighting on trampolines in the neighborhood. They're boxing in the backyard.
Sounds like my childhood.
Yeah, they're going to karate. They're playing baseball. They're playing basketball. They are extremely driven kids, and it doesn't. And also on top of all that, like I work first thing in the morning, and so does my wife. So we get these kids up at 5:40 in the morning every single fucking
What
day.
time are you up at?
I'm up at 5. So I get up at 5. By 5:40, I am like, shaved and in uniform, and then I get them up.
Nice.
And then, so these are 11 and 7-year-old. Their whole life they've been getting up at 5:40 in the fucking morning.
Wow.
So they're in bed by 8 o'clock, and they're up at 5:40 every day.
You're doing it.
Yeah. So they're little beasts, man. I like
little Jockos running around.
Yeah, you know what? The older one is more of an intellectual, fucking brainy kid. He's very smart. He's more into combat sports. He's more into like martial arts and stuff like that. The other one is gonna be I know he's my own son, but he's gonna be something fucking stick and ball sport. He's gonna be a beast. He's an absolute fucking monster on the basketball.
Can you take his older brother already?
Yeah, they fight all the time. They do. They fight all the time. They fought this afternoon. They fucking were punching each other. I get tired of it sometimes. Like Jackson's lip was all fucking bleeding on the inside. I'm like, what the hell happened with you? He's like, I accidentally hit Nolan in the face with the ball. Nolan kicked me in my nuts. I fell down. He started punching me, so I hit him back. But I only hit him because he hit me in the lip, and my lip's bleeding now. And I'm like,
they got excuses for days.
Yeah. I'm like, all right, dude. I'm tired of hearing you talk. Just, are you guys cool with each other now? Good.
That's all we care about.
Yeah. Be brothers. Go sit in the living room.
Yeah, go love each other and keep the noise down. All right, that's all that matters.
Yeah,
I don't care what you guys do to each other, as long as I don't got to hear about it.
That's right. That's right, man. You have any kids? You don't have any kids, do you?
Dude, I got 4 kids.
You have 4 fucking kids?
4
That's
kids.
Too many. That's too many, Josh.
1 would have been ideal.
You have 4 kids for real?
4 kids, man.
You know, between you and Ryan Reber, that's 8 kids tonight.
Woo,
you guys, he has 4
party.
kids as well.
Is he going to be in Omaha?
No, he just fought in Orlando.
Okay, gotcha. So we have to bring all of our kids and have a freaking party.
Jesus, you have 4 fucking. You got all boys, girls. What do you got?
Half and half.
Half and half. 2 of each.
The daughters are the oldest. We got 10 and 6, and then the boys are 4 and 3. My 3-year-old can take out almost all of them. Yeah.
Holy shit.
He's my little dude. I have to pick him up from daycare like every day.
You said 10, 6, 4, and 2?
Yep. 3.
Wow. 10, 6, 4, and 2.
Yep.
Done?
4-year-old's almost 5. He's big for his age, but the 3-year-old's just a stacked little. He's got the traps, dude. Like, I don't know. I'm just like, what the heck is this kid doing? Yeah, he'll take on my 6-year-old like it's nothing. I'm just like, so I get it.
So you're built like a fucking Ken doll, and I am a 21-year veteran in the Army that used to be jacked and now have a beer belly. Not a big beer belly, but whatever. I got a little tub. So my fucking 7-year-old, the little athlete, he's like, Daddy, look at this. And he stands up and he's like this. He's like flexing and goes, I got a 10-pack. Look at that. And he counts them. He's like 2, 4, 6, 8. And then right down here, right below the belly button, that's 10. I'm like, shut up. He goes, I bet you had a 6-pack underneath your belly, right? It's like, dude, shut the fuck up.
Disagree with him.
You bet I
Yes,
did.
I do. I'm glad you assumed that.
You used to have a 6-pack, right, Dad? I'm like, fuck you.
Used to? Damn. This kid over here is calling you out.
Punk ass kid. Anyways, he knows the deal. I coach all his teams. He can sit his ass on the bench.
You coach all his teams?
Well, I've coached his basketball team now, and now I'm coaching his baseball team, and I'm having a blast with all of that. I love it.
And are you still active duty?
Well, I'm not active, but I am full. It's weird. I'm a full-time technician federal technician for the Connecticut National Guard. So I wear the uniform every day, and I go to work every day as if I was active duty, but I am not considered active duty.
Awesome. Hey, best of both worlds.
Yeah, it is. It's weird. It's great. So yeah, I'm a first sergeant. I am a federal technician. I do this show and I coach kids sports. So busy life, bro.
Yeah, dude. It sounds like it's highly optimized. Getting up early is a great start. I know what you mean. I got to get up at 4:45 every day. So I get up early. I'm at the gym by 5:30 and busting out. I like to do some stretching before I get there and everything, and try to have all of my workout done by about 7 a.m. so I can be back home, get the kids ready for daycare and everything, drop them off. And then I'm heading to work. I own a painting business. So I'm over there painting houses, slinging paint all day long. So
slinging paint.
Slinging paint.
You know, my dad owned a paint business back in the 80s, and
it's the thing to do.
You know, back in the 80s, like popcorn ceilings were a very popular thing.
I've noticed.
I don't think people do that anymore, but
they're trying to get away from it.
He used to popcorn ceilings, and that dumbass used to not wear like the tech protection, like eye pro and stuff like that. And he ended up getting so much shit in his eyes that he dried out his tear ducts. And
permanently?
Well, yeah, like he can't fucking generate moisture in his eyes. So that fucking dude just goes through bottles of Visine and Clear Eyes like it's going out of style. He's like constantly all day just keeping his eyes moist. And if he doesn't do that, he's got the most bloodshot eye. He's as dark, he's as red as this sign back here.
Okay.
He looks like he smoked an ounce of fucking weed all day long. But
I never wear eye protection, but I might start now. I'm just watching paint rain into my eyes every day, and I'm like, it's no big deal. Now that I know you can ruin your tear ducts.
Yeah, he fucking ruined his tear ducts. Do you wear respirators or anything like that?
Hell no.
No, you're just a fucking gangster.
Nah, I'm an exterior painter. Most of my paint blows across onto other people's cars and shit. So my face is usually pretty good.
That's awesome. And you own the company?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
There you go. You got freedom. That's why you can train so much, right?
Dude, it definitely helps. But I still feel like I'm at the mercy of all the customers. So it's like I still got to be there. But yeah, I have a little bit more freedom. I can take my time to train. It's the only way that I've been able to make it to this level without a lot more help, because I just recently started getting a couple of sponsors. So, I mean, I've had to do all this myself. And yeah, it's tough, man. Like being able to afford everything. My diet is expensive. You know, my training is expensive.
Imagine, yeah. Diet's big. And it's, you know, what I thought was interesting about you in your fight against Jared Warren, you were wearing just like some normal shorts that you wear to the gym every single day. You had pockets and stuff.
Yeah, dude. You like those?
I was like, man, Josh, this dude's wearing pockets. He's got pockets in his shorts.
This guy doesn't give a fuck.
You don't give a fuck. He just rolled right out of the gym and into the squared circle. It's great. And then in your fight against Lorenzo, you had some actual fight shorts. So, you know, natural progression, man. You're about to be a world champion.
It's like the caveman walking, right? It's like Homo erectus now. Boom, fucking did it. No, actually, what happened was my first manager screwed me over. He actually set me up to lose that fight with Jared. He told me the guy was a nobody, you know, and that didn't have a chin, couldn't fight, and a bunch of stuff. And I messaged him, and I was like, I think this dude might be like a kickboxing world champion. And he's all like, no, he's not. He's not at all. He's like, this guy, you know, there's a million kickboxing world champions. He's like, everybody's a kickboxing world champion these days. He's like, this guy's a nobody. And, you know, didn't buy my corner tickets and shit. So no, like we're all at the airport and we got no tickets bought and stuff. So we're like, oh God. So now I'm forking out my own money. I was told I was getting a couple thousand more for that fight. And then I get there, and after the fight's over, I get paid and there's no money there. But anyway, when I got down there, he didn't have my shorts ready. Didn't have my banner ready. He told me he was covering all this stuff. My manager is supposed to cover all that stuff. And so I show up now. I managed to get my banner made in like one day. And I was looking for some shorts, but we were walking around Daytona Beach, and I couldn't find a pair of fight shorts anywhere. Like I went to Target, everywhere. I couldn't find anything. I was like, I'm screwed. I'm like, there's like nothing that I could wear that looks remotely like worth wearing in the ring.
Josh,
I'm not gonna wear freaking gym shorts. I was like, whatever, I'll just wear my shit. I'm like, I don't care. I'm here to win. I don't. Yeah, so we can't do that again. I take care of that now. But I felt like I got hosed on that one.
Yeah. Somebody dropped something in the comments right here, and I'm like, fucking, like, I gotta pull it up. Fuck it. What, just you don't have to get into it. But was that the initials?
Was that PT? What does that mean?
The manager.
Oh, yeah.
Really? Was it?
Yeah, it was. Dude.
Yeah.
That's fucking hilarious.
Oh, that is hilarious. Because
but at least I got the fight. He did get me the fight. There's a couple other dudes that thought they're on that same card that were part of his team. They showed up to the airport with their family, and they didn't even have a fight. There was no tickets waiting for them. For like 5 hours, these people were waiting at the freaking airport to come through.
Wow, was funny. Yeah, that was funny. When you were saying the story, I had a thought in my head, and then Howie drops that in the damn comments. So, anyways, man, we've been on for an hour,
Yeah, dude.
Pretty
Yeah,
much.
we all go through the dark times of the freaking fight game, but hell yeah, man. If you got somebody else to talk to, go for it. I don't want to freaking take up all your time. You're a popular man.
Nah, I'm gonna call it a night. I was gonna have Jay Fish on, but he's canceling for the night. But it's been a pleasure talking to you as always. I mean, I cannot wait for this fight on Friday night. You got any last words? Anything you want to say? Anybody you want to shout out real quick before I let you go?
Yeah, always. I'll take an opportunity to give a shout out. So yeah, my manager, got to have Kevin Smith. The guy's done everything he said he's going to do for me. Being part of Smith Brothers is great. I mean, it's a lot that I don't got to worry about. My teammates, I got Larry Ferguson, my strategist, helps me get everything ready for my fights, get my mental planning done. I got my Austin Peterson, my physical trainer, gets me into shape so I can punch people and put them down. My fiance, Shelly Raddick, she helps me with everything. She puts my pills in all their individual pill cases. I take like 13 pills every day, and so I'm just like, I just have to pop it open, slam it with a protein shake. And yeah, so I really appreciate that from her. Got Sioux Falls GNC. They take care of all my supplement needs now. So I got to worry about, having to spend a couple extra $100 a month on that. And yeah, no, there's a lot of people. My team is great. I got about 30 people coming with me to watch this fight. Like I said, we're buying up all the tables, and we're going to try really hard to make a bunch of noise because he's from Omaha. So he's going to have the whole stadium there. I'm going to hit this dude. If I knock this dude out, it's going to be quiet. You can hear a pin drop. They're going to be like,
you never know, man. Like you might win over the crowd. We were just in Orlando the other day, and like I said earlier tonight, Dylan Kleckler versus Arnold Adams. Dylan, he had a fucking army of people there.
Nice.
He had a damn army. Like he's a Florida boy. He's a Pensacola, Florida boy. That place was so fucking loud for him, and Arnold Adams beat him. And like you would think, like it was. I don't know if you saw the fight. Did you see the fight?
I watched it live. Hell yeah!
Wasn't it awesome? Like,
dude, that was a great fight.
Yeah, live in the convention center there. When he dropped Arnold, that place went absolutely fucking bananas. And then
I went bananas.
Yeah, and then he got up and like Arnold did his thing, and then he finished it in the second. But dude, for the amount of people that were there for Dylan, like I didn't feel anybody like really hating Arnold. You know what I mean? Like they all just really appreciate what the fuck they just saw.
Dude, that's good. I hope it's just like that, Yeah. Like I said, I like fighting, man. I like my opponent. I think it's gonna be a good time. I can't wait to get out there and do my thing. It's going to be a good night. 2 days, man.
It's going to be a good night.
You going to be there?
Everybody, I will not because I was just in Orlando and I can't make every one of these damn things.
Totally understandable.
I wish I absolutely would. See, that goes back to me being in the military. That's
not even Mish can be anywhere at once.
I know, but this is what makes me like you were asking about my military career and the fact that I've been in for 21 years and I've done a lot and I've done enough. I cannot wait till I find some sort of opportunity where I can retire from the military and just go to every one of these fucking goddamn events and cover every single one. That'd be sweet. Cover
you're probably gonna get an offer to go to OTS soon, and then you're gonna be like, shit, double my money. God.
Yeah. No, what I think is gonna happen is like maybe next year they're gonna offer Sergeant Major Academy, and I'll probably have to go to that, and maybe I'm 40 right now, so I'm young. We're 21 years in. I'm 40 years old, and I could definitely see myself being like a sergeant major at like 44. So,
you want to do it? Is that a goal for you?
What?
Never playing it by ear.
Dude, never was. like honestly, when I joined the military, making it to E5 was a thing that I didn't really think about, and then I made E5, and I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna finish out my contract. I'll finish my 6 years and I made it to sergeant. But then, like I said, they offered me that school. I got E6. I got another deployment. I came back, re-enlisted for 6 more years, went to school, got E7. It was just like, and then went on another deployment. So it's like, it is what it is. It wasn't, and there was never a plan. Never a fucking plan. But I also can tell you this, that I wouldn't have a family that I have right now if I wasn't in the Army, because I met my wife in the Army. And she's also she's a warrant officer, CW3 in the Army as well. So
I can only imagine what it's like in your house.
It's not.
Is there any dust in your home?
Well, Amy might fucking pay someone to come in here and make sure that it doesn't.
Not one be all swiping.
Nah, man. Our house is lived in. We are lived in. We have a lived in house full of fucking fun shit. You would never, if I never told you that I was in the military, you'd never know I was. You know what I'm saying? That's how it is, and that's how I want to keep it.
Yeah, this is how it is, man. I'd catch on though, bro. That clean haircut and getting up at 4 and 5 in the morning. But like, this dude's definitely military.
Look at this. It's fresh. It's fresh tonight. Anyways, bro, I thank you so much for coming on here. You're welcome back anytime. You're a fucking character yourself. I love this show because I get the personal side of everybody, and it's always fun for me. Everybody needs to go follow him on all his social medias: Instagram, Josh D-Day Dyer, Facebook, Josh D-Day Dyer, TikTok, Josh D-Day Dyer. You got anything else? Anything else these people need to follow?
Nah, dude. Yeah, come follow me on Twitter. I got like 150 followers right now, so I'm working on it. All right, I put some real quality content out here. You guys gonna enjoy it. But,
all right, man. Well, hey,
thanks for having me on, man.
No problem. Anytime, and best of luck to you on Friday night. You're fighting a killer. Go do your thing.
All right, sounds like a plan. We'll talk to you soon, Mish. Take it easy.
See ya later. There he is, Josh D-Day Dyer, man, stopping in. Thank you very much for coming in. Thank you guys for sticking around, man. I wish we could have talked to Jay Fish, but you know what? Those two guests that I just had on tonight, man, so much character and charisma in both of those fucking dudes. I love it. Ryan Reber, thank you very much. I hope everybody enjoyed him, and I hope you all follow him because I really do think that he's going to be something special in the BKFC. He's got every bit of the total package there. He can fight. He's a straight up fucking he's a showman. He's got it. If you saw him at the weigh-ins and everything, he's got the whole package. And then Josh Dyer, man, fucking best of luck to him. He's fighting a killer, but I have a feeling it's going to be a good weekend for him too. So with that said, I want to thank you guys for all checking in with me tonight. Tune in tomorrow night when we talk to that man, Dylan Kleckler, the bad boy himself. We're going to talk to him about his past weekend and everything else in between. And with that said, peace.